Hey everybody, Shabba Nobody Else's Auto, 7 o'clock Sunday evening time for a little Sunday night live chat. Looks like we got a bunch of people on with us already right out of the gate. That's always exciting. A lot of familiar friends on already. Bud's here, Pete from Arkansas, X-Ray Dean's on, Eric's on. Glad to see a lot of you guys jumping on right out of the gate and ready to go for tonight's chat. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about tonight. Kevin L. is on with us. Ready for another great night. That's what we like to see. Good attitudes. Bill Wagaman's on with us. Hit the like button and subscribe. Definitely appreciate that, Bill. You always got my back on that. Let's see if we're connecting on Facebook. It appears as though we are. It looks like we got a few people jumping on with us on Facebook. Also, Jeff's on YouTube. As always, we are live on two formats, both Facebook and YouTube. So as you see me glancing back and forth, I am watching two monitors and watching comments on both formats. So, big job made it tonight. Anthony's on. So Facebook can be a little bit of a challenge here over the last year, the way they've changed some things around, but we still got some guys that like to jump on there, so we definitely don't want to cut them out. Ozark Fox, Brian Dispatch, Randy Weininger, Gary's on. Rox89 from Colorado. I don't think we've had you on here before. Glad you made it. X-Ray Dean said, a happy guy today, took his 41 Ford Coupe to church. Gary Dahmer is ready to go with the badges, and so are we. There they are, right out of the gate. I got them laying right here in front of me, ready to go. Dad's on with us as well. And Big Job got his stuff. He likes the coasters. I think there are 2 or 3 coasters left out of this run. All the rest of them are gone. So if you want one, be sure to let me know. Pure Pontiac is back. And let's see. Looks like everything is actually ticking along here. We'll see how long that lasts. But as of right now, we're good to go. A little bit of housekeeping real quick. Bud digs the coasters as well. Steel Ponies, Jeff Taylor. Yeah, liking the Jim Wicks videos. So that's always exciting to hear. I always have a lot of fun with my buddy Jim Wicks. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more here shortly. So Bud says we want to do some keychains as well. That's a possibility. Jim's on with us. Reno's here. Brian's liking the fire chief sign. Yeah, that's a great piece. John's on. All right, we got a great group jumping on with us right out of the gate tonight, just getting started here. As always, a little bit of housekeeping, autocorrect. Please double check your comments before you hit send. Michelle Holland with us on Facebook as well. Double check those comments before you hit send for autocorrect. If I can't make out your comment, I will skip it and go to the next one. Trolls, as always, you guys are great with trolls. I ignore them. They want my attention. They want to screw up our chat. I ignore them. You guys do a great job of letting them know they are not welcome here. I don't want to make this go to subscriber or membership only. And thanks to you guys so far, we've had pretty good luck with that. Joe is here. Gray Kitty is, where'd you go, Gray Kitty? Oh, she's over on the chair right over there giving herself a bath. Right, Gray Kitty? Hey, dum-dum. Hey. She does not care. Let's see. X-Ray and Dean can see Heather now that he's on the TV. Eloy's here. All right, looks like we're caught up with comments. Like I said, you guys help me out with the trolls. I appreciate that. If you were on the Nobody's Show page on Facebook, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. So you will need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto page on Facebook or the Nobody Show channel on YouTube to comment. Those are the only 2 comments I can see. If you want to hang out on the Nobody Show page and watch and enjoy, that's great. But if you want to participate in trivia, the auctions, anything like that, you need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto Facebook page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel. Let's see. That's right. Ozark Fox says, eat the trolls. No, we didn't buy. I didn't buy anything at Meek, and we'll get to some more of that here shortly, Eric. Let's see. Jason's on with us. Number 1's here. Is the answer no trivia tonight? No, we've got trivia tonight, and it's really super easy. In fact, I guarantee you've got it in your notes, number 1. So, don't know anything about a Morrison utility bed, Rox89. I've got a 63 Chevy truck that has a ladder rack on it, but I don't know anything about it. But don't know anything about a Morrison utility bed. That's kind of out of my wheelhouse for sure. Let's see. You guys are ready to go tonight. We got to keep throwing these up there. You're time to rock and roll. As always, throw a share out. Let your friends know we're on. Some of you guys are getting great about bringing some of your friends over, letting them know we're going on, and they're joining the chat and making this chat even bigger and better, which is great. So I appreciate you throwing a share out there, letting your friends know we're on, and bringing some of them in as well. So anyway. Alec is on with us also. Hoods and Badge. Lee from New York made it. But as a lot of you know, if you saw the video on Friday, or the videos on Friday, actually we did a live on Friday. I could not get the video to upload Friday night. I fought it. The hotel Wi-Fi just wasn't strong enough to get it uploaded. It finally went sometime in the middle of the night. Mike from Texas is here. So I went ahead and posted it Saturday morning. So we did the live on Friday. I posted one Saturday. We did some other videos there as well. Rico and Jess were there. Got to see those guys, as well as a few other people. It's always a good time. Tons of cool cars. Of course, we went with a big group of our friends. My buddy Mike always goes. Boat Motor Mike, you guys saw him on Toy Tuesday a few weeks ago. He helped us out with some of the videos. Dad went. A bunch of my other friends from town went. Plus, we've got some friends that we see up there. Our good buddy Bird, his daughter was there. They hung out with us for a while. And just a lot of good friends that we just always see on these trips, as well as the people we see at the auctions. And that's what always makes it fun. And that's most of the reason we go. Like I said, my buddy Doug Ray did get a car. He got a 39 Ford two-door sedan street rod. That was the only car that anybody that I knew bought. So kind of a neat piece. But he was the only one that I knew that was taking anything home from Mecum this weekend. So, but like I said, it's always fun. It's always a good time. You see a ton of cool cars. You get to see your friends. And that's what's important. Now, nope, that's not the answer. It's not a real factory pink import in Victoria. So anyway, Gail said a 32, but they had some nice 32s there as well. Alex, they saw a lot of the cars sold at Mecum, Kansas City. Really like that Ray's G Poncho. I don't think that sold either. I think it had a still available sticker on that one, if I remember correctly. Mark's on with us. But as always, like I said, when I go to a lot of these auctions, you guys saw Jim doing some videos with me last week, and we did shoot some more Jim Wicks videos while we were there. So obviously Jim's specialty is the Ford product line. He's very, very diverse because he buys literally a little bit of anything. He'll buy or look at and buy and handle a transaction for whatever anybody wants to buy at a collector car auction. But his forte are Fords. There's no doubt about it. Bill, did all 15 Corvettes sell? That entire collection of red C4 Corvettes was all no reserve, so they all sold, every one of them. So I didn't buy anything. Actually, I bought one. They had a literature vendor there. We bought one magazine ad with a 40 Ford cab over on it. It's the only thing we actually bought there. So nothing at the auction. Hudson Badge. But what did we do with Jim? I know a lot of you guys are wondering that. We did some cool stuff. We actually even did a Chevy with Jim. One of Jim's friends bought a Chevy that we did a video on. A 1969 Chevy, well, I guess it was a C30 because it was a conversion. A Napco conversion, 1-ton, 4-wheel drive, Longhorn, 9-foot bed. This thing's a beast, and his truck was phenomenal. So we got a video coming up on that, which was just a cool truck to check out. As far as Robert's on with us, Robert met up with us. Robert went with us Saturday as well. My good buddy Robert, the hubcap guru. So Dennis is here. Rocks had a 33 Hudson Terraplane. Terraplanes are kind of cool. We got Terraplane grill in the other shop. Hudson Badge. But as far as we got some super, super great informational videos coming out. As far as especially working with Jim's knowledge on Ford products, these cars did not go across the block. That's right, Pete. It was a beast. 69 Chevy, 1-ton, 9-foot bed, Longhorn, Napco converted 4-wheel drive. It was a beast. But it was a cool truck, and we did a good walk around on it. But as far as where we're going to share some awesome knowledge with you, they had 3 cars there that were just strictly on display. They are going to Kissimmee, which we'll talk about Kissimmee a little bit more here shortly. But they had, and I assume some of you have heard about these cars. In the Ford world, I know a lot of you guys have heard about them. But the Twister Specials from 1970. Anybody heard of a Twister? 1970 Twister? They had 3 of them there on display. They're all going across the block in Kissimmee in January. Obviously, Jim being a Ford guy, that right up his alley. Rocks 89 hadn't heard of them, so Jeff Taylor loves them. Between the D's never heard of them. Wow, a lot of you guys have never heard of them. They actually were not Falcons. Bill Disk's here with us. They were Big Job's heard of them. They made 96 Mustangs, 90 Torinos, 2 of which were Rancheros. And when we get yes, Jeff, that's where they are rare. Like we said, there are 96 Mustangs, 90 Torinos. And when we do the videos, Alex never heard of them. When we do the videos, Jim's going to give us the whole breakdown of the whole story on how these cars came to be. And they were all Kansas City zone cars, Bill. That was the decal on the back of them, if you guys can see it. So if you guys don't know the actual story of the Twister Specials, that's right. It was about the size of a basketball, the decal. So what we did is they had 3 cars on display, 2 Mustangs, 1 351, 1 Super Cobra Jet 428. So we did a video on the Mustangs, and we talked about what was specific to the Twisters. What was specific and how you see a lot of them, because a lot of Twisters have had a few things changed on them that was never actually part of the Twister package. So we're going to break that down, talk a little bit about the differences between the small block versus the big block, and also the story of the Twister, how they came to be, and what was specifically, how they were specifically equipped. Then that video is 15 minutes just trying to cover the story of the Twisters and the differences between the Mustangs. So we did a second video. X-Ray Dean doesn't remember because they're in California. Yep. Pure Pontiac is ready to go. There we go. Jeff Taylor digs the color of them. The Torino that was sitting there was an almost completely original Twister Torino, big block car. So then we talked about the Torinos. And we talked a lot about how to identify them, what was specific about them, all the way down to the VIN numbers as to what window the VINs have to be in. You know, you can have an orange Mustang or a red Torino, but if the VIN doesn't start with this set of 3 numbers, which was the window those cars were built in, it cannot be one. It is also on the part of your Marty report. We talk about the Marty report, and we looked at the Marty reports on these cars. So we really did an in-depth dive on the Twister Special Mustangs and Torinos with Jim, the Ford guy. So like I said, Jim is Google Ford to me. If I got a Ford question, I call Jim. I just call him up, run the question by him, and then he recites the answer back to me. He doesn't look it up. He doesn't say, I'll check on it. He just answers the question. Which is so great when we do that, especially on some of that Ford stuff. Another awesome car we did a video on that I know you guys are going to be excited about. I love the car, and it was a completely original car on a 427-64 Galaxy. So that's a neat car that we did some content on. And another video that I was super, super excited about, and I knew nothing about this. This was all new information to me, and I'm sure it's going to be to a lot of you. What color is a Ford engine? What do you say? What color is a Ford engine? What's your standard answer going to be on what color you would say a Ford engine would be? So I'm going to ask you, tell me what you think, what color comes to mind when you think of a Ford engine. Let me check some comments here. Ozark Fox, I lived up the road from Cale Yarborough on a Cyclone. They're right in the same window. I thought they used bare bones models to make the Twister, so the base would have been the Falcon, not the Torino. No, they were Torinos. And you are correct. The Falcon was on that body, but the Torinos, they were Torinos. And we're getting pretty much, that's right, Alec, the Ford Encyclopedia, pretty much what everybody's saying, blue. And that's obviously what most of us, what I would pretty much think. And actually, this is weird, and I didn't know this, and this story is going to be so great. You guys are going to really dig this. Typically, I would think blue. Blue was the most common thing. Jim actually is going to tell us a story of how they became blue and why they became blue. And we went around and looked at about a half a dozen different cars. And number one is actually kind of on the right path. Depends on the size and the power of it. However, the whole engine wasn't painted that color at that time. So Jim's going to break that down for us. We looked at about a half dozen different examples from the early 60s. And then we got into the late 60s. And you're all going to learn how Ford engines became painted blue. It's such a great story. I'm so geeked about it, but I don't want to give the whole thing away. But amazing video. But there again, that's because this guy's lived this stuff for 50 years. So yeah, and there's a lot of different answers all over the board on this. And most of your guesses are all pieces to the puzzle. And Jim's going to lay the story out for us, which is super cool. So that's right, Jason. The air cleaners and valve covers were different colors at a certain time. So we'll get into some more of that, and it's going to be super cool the way Jim breaks this all down for us. And being at Mecum, I mean, obviously there were so many different ones that they made. We couldn't do them all, but me at Mecum, we had a lot of great examples to show a bunch of the differences leading up to how Ford engines became blue. So I'm geeked about it. I had a great time doing it because I learned a ton of stuff. I didn't know any of this stuff, so I know you guys are going to learn some stuff. That's why we do videos with Jim Wicks. And actually, I'm actually going to put together a video, a playlist on YouTube for Jim Wicks. So when I'll get all that stuff sorted out after I get the rest of these videos put up, and we will, and you can go to the Jim Wicks playlist and watch a bunch of these videos. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. When we break this down, we look at all these different examples. And yes, he did talk about it a little bit on the live the other day, but we went out and actually broke this down, shot video on several different examples, and then got up to the blue. So it's pretty cool. Hudson badge. So what else is coming up? Mecum Kissimmee is next. And I saw some weird stuff about Mecum Kissimmee today. Obviously, Kissimmee is crazy. They're expecting 4,200 cars at Kissimmee. 10 or 12 days of selling. It's crazy. So it's going to be an amazing sale. I am not planning on going to Kissimmee. We'll watch a lot of it. Always excited to hang out, check it out. Yeah, only 4,200. Yeah, it's bonkers. However, they listed something that's a little outside of the typical collector car auction wheelhouse that I saw today. In case you're interested, in case you need a new project, they will be selling on, I think, Sunday the 8th. I think it's Sunday the 8th. You'd have to double check that. In case you want to bid on it, you'll need to double check and see. But I think Sunday, January 8th, Scott's with us on Facebook. You would have a chance to buy Elvis's Jet. Yep. On Sunday, July 8th at Kissimmee, they're obviously not going to drag it across the block. The Jet is actually in Arizona, I think. They are going to sell one of Elvis's old Jets. That's right, P. I don't know how you would have to have something you wanted to go for. So that's what it is sitting in the desert somewhere, Mark. That's right, Eric, just taking care of business. TCB. Yeah, it'd be perfect to go with my plane. It is a 1962 Lockheed Jetstar that Elvis bought in 76, right? Just shortly before he passed away. And then it was sold right, I don't know if he sold it right before, if it was sold right after he passed away. The Jet is rough. The engines are gone. The paint is highly faded and deteriorated. However, it has interior pictures of it. Red velvet seats, red velvet couch, had a VCR in it in 1976. Oh, this thing was big styling, but it was the King's jet, so it had to be. So, X-Ray may have somebody interested. There you go. I think it's Sunday, January 8th. You will have the opportunity to bid on Elvis Presley's jet at Kissimmee. So we will keep we'll still keep a little eye on Kissimmee. We'll talk about Kissimmee as we kind of work up to it with over 4,000 cars. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff that pops up that's going to be rolling across the block. And it's going to be really interesting to see how things go and what is happening in January at Kissimmee. So that's right. He was balling with that interior. That's for sure. That's right, Bill. If the red velvet could talk, it's probably a good thing the red velvet can't talk, actually. So, it's all that, and like I said, there's so much cool stuff for Kissimmee. We'll be keeping an eye on that, and I don't know what it's going to go for a big job. I mean, there's got to have value to it, but I mean, to make the thing actually airworthy would be an astronomical amount of money. So. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the support there. So that's, what is it worth? I don't know. Even to restore it to a static display. Doug's here with us. The interior looks like it could probably be salvaged, but the exterior, you would probably have to paint it. And I'm sure it's not cheap to paint a jet. For what it costs to paint a car anymore, I'm sure painting a jet would not be cheap. Even finding, used, worn out engines for dummy engines couldn't be cheap. So what is it worth? I have no clue. I would think it would be valuable, but I mean, you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars just to make a static display out of it. And then, obviously probably well into seven figures to make the thing airworthy again. But you can check it out on Mecum.com. Go to Kissimmee. They actually, when you look at the tab over where it lists collector cars, road art, things like that, they have a tab says airplane. So be sure to check that out if you want to check out the Elvis's jet. And hey, maybe you want to bid on it. If somebody on here buys it, be sure to let us know so we can all talk about it and maybe learn some more about it. So and that's right, Rox89. It says more of an investment to use to promote a business. That, or I thought a museum that may want it to have Elvis's jet, something like that. I was thinking more of the museum, but there again, a business could use something like that as a promotional piece. But that's what I would think would happen with it. So that's kind of Ozark Fox did just move in it. I guess you could do that too. So we will keep an eye out on the Kissimmee docket as things progress. And there's going to be so much cool stuff there to talk about that we'll want to, we'll kind of keep working through that over the next several weeks. And then, of course, once it gets here, there'll be a lot of stuff to talk about as far as what is happening at Mecum Kissimmee in January. That's right. It would cost a fortune just to transport it, Lee. That's 100% right. Too many of these, and one of us on here may end up bidding on it. So. But anyway, that's kind of what I've got for tonight for Open Chat. It was a fun week. We had a great time, as always. It's always fun to go hang out with our friends, check out a bunch of cool cars, and get to see some of you guys as well. So Nate says he'd have to live in it, probably bring more in his house. That could be a good point, too. But what else? Time to get to the promo. Time to get some emblems and badges. Time to auction off some more stuff. We got a lot of cool things to do tonight. There you go. Attached to a crane and have it swinging around for you so you can act like you're flying it. That'd be kind of fun, actually. Nope, I don't think it comes with a fried peanut butter and banana sandwich. I don't think you get that with it. So, Robert says a casino in Vegas. That would be a great promotional piece for a casino in Vegas, too. That's for sure. But anyway, just dunk it in a tank of paint. That'd be a big tank, a really big tank. Let's get on to the promo. Then we're going to check out some badges and emblems. We got a lot of cool things going on tonight. So, time for some promo. Make sure I'm caught up on comments here everywhere. And we should be good to go. To tonight's promo model. Or Hudson badge. Tonight, we're going to check out a Ford. The 1966 Ford Thunderbird in black. This is a pretty nice promo. The 66 Thunderbird was a very unique car. They obviously used the body style from 64 to 66. There were some specific things about the 66 that made it stand out a little bit more than the 64 to 66. One being this nose with the big, huge Thunderbird right across the grill. Now, if you guys remember, I actually have one of these big, huge birds right in my collection. It was a super cool piece. Big Job said he had a 100-ton crane at the shop today. He'd probably give us a spin if we needed to. So this particular promo is still in pretty good shape. Obviously, the front bumper and grill not knocked off of it. We can look at the top. We see it still has both turn signal indicators as well as the hood V on this 66 Thunderbird. The back bumper is still there, but the chrome is pretty much worn off of it. The 66 had the taillight all the way across the back. We can see where would have been the chrome plating or the silver on the rear bumper to denote it is worn off. The taillight lens is still intact. Jeff don't like the car, but he's digging the promo. This particular one has all 4 original wheels and hubcaps. And what is also interesting that Ford was known for doing, and I think, and Bill will clarify this for us, I believe Ford was the only one that put specifications on the bottom. If Bill can throw that out there and let us know for sure on that, just let me know. But I think Ford was the only one that actually did this, where they actually gave you specifications on the bottom of the car. I don't know if you guys can make any of this stuff out. But if you start up under here, right up under the front bumper, under the radiator core support, it says Ford Thunderbird 4-barrel 390 V8. Rico and Jess finally made it. That's all right. We've already been talking about you since we saw you at Kansas City. So Randy's got it in maroon. He got it from his aunt who bought a new one in 66. That's cool. Number one, I saw that generation T-Bird had extended C-pillars, looked like the 66 Charger or 68 Charger. Actually, 2-year, 36,000 mile antifreeze protection, welded integral body and frame for quietness and strength, 100,000 miles or 3-year major chassis lubrication, swing away steering wheel, standard Thunderbird, unique in all the world, retracting seatbelts with reminder light, front disc brakes, smooth action, high fade resistant, cruise-o-matic drive, power steering, and self-adjusting brakes, all standard equipment, 24,000 mile or 2-year warranty with sequential rear turn signals. I don't know if you guys can make any of that out or not. Jeff said he thinks AMC may have done it as well. So, and that could be. Bill says Ford and Mercury only. I've actually got some of these that are radios as well, Bill. This one's not, but I do have some that are. Ken's here with us. So, I mean, literally, it is a promo model, and I don't know why they didn't all do this. It's a promotional model. It's a promotional piece. Why not put your information on the bottom of it like Ford did? So, Big Job said they had a new 66 Country Squire. That'd be cool with wood grain. That would be pretty cool, actually. And that's right, number one. It would make sense. Like I said, it is a promotional piece. You would think they would have all done it, but it was just Ford. But this is a good-looking car. The black on black 1966 Ford Thunderbird. Who's ready for some badges and emblems? Ford had more sense back then. Thelma and Louise. Yep, they had a Thunderbird in that show. We got an Auburn badge right here. Let's get out some badges and emblems tonight. Alan from Arizona is here. After his final departure from General Motors, William Durant set up Durant Motors. We've talked about Durant before. We've heard about Durant. Then decided to produce a low-price car to be called the Star to compete with the Model T Ford. And as always, I am on one of my favorite websites, American Auto Emblems, for this early badge. Number one's got to duck out as firewood showed up. Well, you're probably going to need it up there, number one. You're probably going to need a lot of firewood. Jason got his package. Great. Glad it all made it safely, Jason. There was a bunch of cool stuff in there. Big Job said they all got the 65 Mustang promo from the dealership for the boys. Don from Nashville's on. But after William Durant set up Durant Motors, he decided to produce a low-price car to be called the Star to compete with the Model T Ford. The Star, introduced in early 1922, was an assembled 35-horsepower, four-cylinder car offered in a variety of body styles. The Star was well-received and was seen as a great deal of car for the money. It was a success, and 100,000 cars were sold in less than a year from start. In 1926, a 40-horsepower six-cylinder Star joined the Star 4 as a companion model. The Star was also successful for a while as an export model called the Rugby. But in 1928, Billy Durant was struggling to save his automobile business, and the Star was phased out, and the cars became Durant models. However, the Star was also used for a range of commercial vehicles. The first Star commercial vehicle appeared in 1922 as a delivery van and a depot wagon, which was America's first station wagon. And in 1926, a six-cylinder, 1.5-ton truck was produced called the Star 6 Compound Fleet Truck, which was then sold under the Rugby name throughout 1927. So the Stars were essentially produced from 1922 to the 1926, 1927 era window. Guy, the car guys on from Oklahoma City. Appreciate that. Guy, glad you're here. So tonight's badge, now that we learned a little bit about the Star, is the Radiator badge from the 1925 Star, a division of the Durant Motor Company. This one, obviously, we see a chip right here. This is a nice deep blue background with just a big star right in the middle of it. Just about as plain and Jane as you can get. It's a big star. The Star is two-faced kind of, with white, silver, white, silver, white, silver. The white being enamel, the silver being the actual metal of the piece, as well as the white band around the outside perimeter of it. But the blue is very deep and a very pretty piece. So it's about 1 7/8 inches in diameter. This was pressed on the back, just like a lot of these we see where they had this metal just pressed out flat against the radiator shell to hold it. This one actually kind of different that we don't see on many of these. And part of the reason probably for this is because this can look like a lot of different things in a lot of different directions. So what they did on this Star badge that we haven't seen on a lot of these other, or many of these other ones, is even though this was a press fit badge where these tabs were bent over and laid it down, it actually has a guide pin on it. If you guys can see that right here. I would assume that would have gone at the top because that guide pin does line up right here with the point of a star. So that would have kept the point, A point at the top. So I'm assuming that's why this guide pin was necessary on this Star badge, because like I said, it's kind of the same thing in a lot of different directions. So Alex digging it as well. A lot of you guys think this was pretty cool. And it is. It's a great piece. A division of the Durant Motor Company, the Star, made from 1922 to 1926, this particular badge being a 1925. And there were a few different variations of the Star badge, even though they were not made for a very long time. But this one was one of the more ornate ones until it started getting rolled into Durant. So some of the Star badges actually were a little more ornate, but they said Star Durant Motors on them as they got rolled into Durant. Guy, the car guy's ready to go. We'll give you another Auburn badge. So kind of a neat piece, kind of a neat story being part of the Durant Motor Company. A short-lived car, which is, there were literally hundreds of car manufacturers back in the day. So some of these narrow window badges are super cool with a neat story. This one being particularly the 1925 Star, a division of Durant Motors. That's right. And that's another good point, Alec. Yeah. We do have a little whammo in here, but considering it's almost 100 years old, I guess it's not too bad. So, as always, we're going to jump up and go post-war now. on another badge, moving it up a few years to check out another cool piece. And this is an original. You know, pretty much all of my badges and emblems are original. You know, the reproduction stuff to me doesn't have the reality, the story, the history of an original badge with a ding or a chip or a scratch or a pit in it. And that's kind of what we've got here. And it's a cool piece. It is a trunk emblem badge for the 1964-1965 Chevelle Malibu Super Sport. This is just kind of a small flat badge that was just mounted basically right on the side, right on the flat on the trunk lid. Stud mount, pop metal badge. Like I said, this one does have a few pits in it. It also has a couple of BB whammos in it. There you can see that little dinghy there. This car actually that I got this off of, which was like 30 years ago, had actually been shot. It was out in a pasture. Somebody shot it. And that is actually like from a shotgun pellet on that little whammo right there. So, and actually there's kind of a few more that are a little tougher to see. There's one right up there. But there again, this car literally came out of a pasture, had been shot up, tore up. Kind of a neat piece though. And there again, it is an SS. 6 5/8 by about 1 1/8. So a little over 6.5 inches long, a little over 1 inch tall on the circle on the SS. But a good looking piece. Like I said, it has not been touched up, has not been repainted. It is just completely original, one that I've had in my box of emblems for decades. That's right, Mark, probably was some bird shop. No, we're not auctioning this one off. This is part of mine. So kind of a neat piece. Like I said, I try to mix it up a little bit. There again, the original stuff to me, because when Dad and I drug these out of the pasture, there was actually a convertible and a hardtop on that load. And I've saved a lot of this stuff over the years. I've had boxes of these things for eons. And what's fun is now I've actually got something to do with them and share them with you guys. So Pete loves the BB dents. Yeah. And I guarantee you that's what it is, because I remember the cars being somewhat shot up. So Kevin just loves all SS badges. So that's what we've got for tonight. The 1925 Star Division of Durant Motor Company and the 1964-65 Chevelle Malibu SS trunk badge. That's yes, Alex. Or Alec, the SS was supposed to be red. If you guys can see up here, if I hold this up close, there are remnants of the red still in the SS because they were red originally. This ribbed background would have been black. The Malibu, if you can see up here up close, was actually black as well. So yes, that would have been red. That was black. And then the Malibu part was also black. The rest of it would have been chrome. So there we go for tonight. The Star and the Malibu SS. That being said, who's ready for some auctions? Auction time. We always have a lot of fun at the auctions. Selling off some of my extra stuff to add to your collection and great pieces. So, as always, auction rules. Check, money order, Western Union. PayPal, friends and family only. Any of that stuff works for payment. If you've got a question about payment or anything else, you can always call me tomorrow and we'll work it out. If you see something you want to go ahead and bid on it, go ahead and bid on it. And if you are the winning bidder and you're still not sure what to do, you can always call me tomorrow and we'll work it out. But any of those will work. Check, money order, Western Union, or PayPal, friends and family. Some guys prefer the check, money order, prefer the check or money order method. Some people like the PayPal. It's whatever. I don't care. But whatever works for you guys, we'll figure it out. We'll make it happen. What we will do is we will take an item such as this Auburn badge. We'll look at it. We'll talk about the condition. We'll give you the dimensions on it. We'll look the front, the back, the up, the down, the side. After we do the description on it and we look it over, at that point, as soon as we start talking about it, if you're interested, go ahead and throw a bid out there so that I know we have interest in that particular piece. Even if you think it's worth $500, you want to throw out a $10 bid, then I at least know we've got interest in it at that point. After we finish the description and we talk about it, what we will do is I will put this on a 2-minute timer. After we finish the description, we'll kick it on a 2-minute timer. I just use a stopwatch on my cell phone. Then I will tell you when 1 minute has passed. I will tell you when 1:30 has passed. Now, if you're new to us, we do have a delay. Everybody has a delay on this feed, and your delay depends on your device and your provider. PC, television, phone, tablet, any of that stuff, plus your service provider. Some people have a 5 to 10 second delay. Some people have close to a 30-second delay, which is why I will tell you when this hits 1 minute. And then I will tell you when this hits 1 minute, 30 seconds. So you know, once I tell you 1:30 has passed, if you're going to jump in on that item, it is time to be thinking about your maximum bid. Some of these guys are written really good on their snipes. They get the timing down. And there were 2 or 3 things last week that got hit at 158, and they got it. So keep that in mind. I will tell you when we've hit the 1:30 mark so that you guys know to be thinking about your maximum bid. And if you think something's worth $50 and the bid's only at 20, you need to think about throwing a few extra dollars on there. If you bid 25 and you think it's worth 50, there's probably somebody else that thinks it's worth 40 at least. So there's been a lot of people that right at the end, somebody will throw even if something's at 20, somebody may throw a $50 bid in. And then everybody that's out there at 28 and 34 and 36 and 42 that all hit within the last 10 seconds, you've got them covered. So please be thinking about that. Be thinking about your maximum bid when you get ready to do that. So non-U.S. bidders, we do have people from all over the world on here. If you are non-U.S. and you want to play, that is perfectly fine with me. You will probably have to do a money wire, which costs $30 or $40. You would be responsible for that, as well as shipping. Most of these small items, shipping is included. If we have something that does have extra shipping, I will announce that. But non-U.S. bidders shipped out of the country, you will be responsible for all your shipping. Reason being, this deal kind of supports itself. We make a little money. I buy some more stuff, things like that. If we end up spending several $100s on one foreign shipment, obviously that kind of blows the whole auction deal out for everybody. So small item shipping is included. If there is additional shipping, I will announce that when we look at the piece. So, and if you've got any other questions, just throw them out there. Or if you're just not sure and you think it's cool and you want to throw a bid in, call me tomorrow and we'll get it figured out. Not a big deal. That's a badge. All right. Let's see. We had some comments coming up while we're going there. Tootie badges making wet the bed tonight. I do so much volume that all my PayPal is reported anyway. So I'm sure that Joe's going to make you report anything they think they can get at this point. So I don't even know what FX money is. Big job. So let's see some Chevelle projects going on there. No Auburn. You want the Auburn badge too? We can get that up there too for you. Let's go ahead and get rolling on the auctions tonight. We've got a little bit of everything. We've got cans, emblems, ornaments, license plates, toys, some more caps out of Addie's Hubcap collection to sell. Man, there's a lot of stuff here. Holy cow. Okay. Let's get started off with something that is really kind of cool. It's a little bit rough, but it's really kind of cool. It's a bucket. Kind of. It's actually a can, but now it's a bucket. It's a Zerex antifreeze can that has been turned into a bucket. Literally. They put a handle on it, cut the top out of it. Zerex antifreeze bucket can. It's got scuffs. It's got scratches. It is a 1 gallon can. It is all metal. We can see the seam on it right there. Zerex antifreeze bucket can. Like I said, this is a 1 gallon can. So it's 7 3/4 by 6 5/8. So 7 3/4 tall without the handle. It does have a wooden handle on the, I guess, the wire that they bent to put it on it. Or maybe they took it off another bucket. I don't know. But it is an interesting piece. Like I said, it's definitely kind of a folk art piece. Dings, dents, scuffs, scratches. Zerex antifreeze bucket can. Canco. Right there on the side. And since it was an antifreeze can, it does still have the protection table on the back as well. So, anybody going to start us off on the Zerex antifreeze bucket can? Like I said, start off with kind of a more basic piece. Everybody can kind of get things figured out, get their delays figured out. Jason's going to go in at 5 and get things rolling on the Z-Rex bucket can. So I've got Jason at 5. Let's go ahead and kick this thing off on the timer. Maybe we'll just get a smoking deal on this one. And like I said, I know it's not a high dollar piece, but that's kind of why we start off with something. Everybody needs to figure out where they're at, how their delays are running, things like that. On the Z-Rex bucket can. X-Ray Dean at 10. Mark was at 10. I had X-Ray Dean first. That's right, Rox. It is just a cool man cave piece. You know, even though it does have scuffs and scratches, you can still read the Z-Rex. You can still read the antifreeze. Plus, it's like somebody literally... But there again, back in the day, you needed a bucket. You had to do something. They had a can. They cut the lid out, slapped the handle on it. We got a bucket. That's about what it amounts to. X-Ray at 10. I had Mark at 10 also, but I had X-Ray first. So I've got to go with him on it. As we come up on the 1 minute mark, Mark at 12. 1 minute has now passed on this one. Make a neat piece for a water feature. Yep. Tony's on with us. As we come up on the 1 minute and 20 second mark. So 120 has passed. I've got Mark at 12. Just about to that minute 30. Like I said, once we hit that minute 30 mark, it is time to be thinking about your delay or your maximum bid because of the delay. 1 minute, 30 seconds has now passed. Mark at 12 on the Z-Rex bucket can. $20 seconds left. Mark at 12. $10. X-Ray at 17. And X-Ray at 17 on the Z-Rex bucket can. That's right, Rico. It is a cool starter can. Years ago, we put holes in them for small parts in the hot tank. Yeah, they worked for that too because they were metal cans. So, kind of a neat piece. What else we got? Let's keep things moving here. Let's do another piece, kind of a little introductory type piece. Chrome's a little weak on it, but it's still a neat piece. A little something to start us off for Mopar fans. The next piece we're going to sell is the front hood badge off of a 1952 Plymouth with the ship in it. This went right on the front of the hood. Now you can see the chrome is weak. It's kind of pitted up. It's not broke. It's not chipped. It does still have the ship in it. It does still have some, I don't even know what these little ornaments are in here, the lines in here, but this is actually cast into the chrome or into the pot metal on the sides. Obviously, the plastic ship insert, the ship insert is plastic, and you can see it right there as it's way it's held in the back. So this is right at a foot long. It's the Mayflower. Jason's got one that's on the car. So it's right at a foot long. And it is 3.5 high. So 12 inches by 3.5. It's got a slight curvature to it for the front of the hood. So anybody interested in the Plymouth badge? Or do we throw it in the box and add more Mopar stuff to it later? Let's see what anybody thinks. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's just do something with this real quick. I just seen another piece over here, actually, that we can do with this. We're going to sell the front hood badge, and we're going to sell the ship off the top of the hood. There again, it is pitted. The chrome is weak, but it's not busted up. It does have the ship. It has the sails, the wind, everything on it. Jason's at 40. He don't care. He may not need the other one, but he still digs the ship. 13 1/4 when we go across here on the ship by, well, with the curvature, it's about 4. It's hard to tell when you've got something with this big of a curve in it. So we're going to sell you both pieces. Jason's kicking us off at 40. I'm going to get it on the timer, and I'm going to make some notes here. And oh, he's got the ship, but it's still on the car too. So this is just a collector piece. So both going together. Jason at 40. We are live. We are on the timer. We are boogieing on these things. Jason needs these. Jason's a Mopar, man. We all know that. No doubt about it. This thing's obviously got a little bit of meat to it. These are both pot metal pieces with the exception of the plastic center. On the 52 Plymouth hood pieces. Jason at 40. Everybody knows you're a Mopar guy, Jason. Maybe they just let you have them, so. And 1 minute has now passed. We're ticking away on this one. Jason at 40. I think they're just going to let you have it. 120 has now passed. I think they're just going to let you have them, Jason, since you have the car. And what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? I need to be thinking ahead here a little bit. 1 minute, 30 seconds has now passed. $20 seconds left to go. 10. And we're going to mark those to Jason. That's kind of what I figured. Everybody's just going to let you have them since you had the car. It'd been hard for X-Ray to let that happen if it had been 49. So let's do a little cap. This is not like the hubcaps like we've been talking about. This is a early 30s era Chevrolet cap for a wire wheel. It's kind of banged up, another starter type piece, but the bow tie is there. The indent or the little surfaced area looks good on it. Like I said, I think this is early 30s Chevrolet wire wheels. This is kind of a neat piece. Like I said, it's got dings, dents, scratches in it, but the bow tie is still very clear in it. This little indented area, kind of a surface type area, looks cool here. So this is, like I said, this is a smaller piece. It's not our little tiny aluminum ones, but it's not like a big regular cap. This one is about 6.5. Outside diameter, about 6.5 on this little Chevy cap. So this snapped, like I said, I think this was a wire wheel piece. You can see it had a ridge on the back of it that, where it mounted onto the wheel. Jason's on a fridge run. That means we better help you out here. So, early 30s Chevrolet wire wheel hubcap for like a wire wheel. So, anyway, anybody interested in the Chevy cap? Kind of a cool little piece. We'll be mixing it with some other stuff later. Hudson badge. Eric's going to kick us off at 10. We got to kind of work with the delay even on that stuff. So Eric's going to kick us off at 10 on it. Let's get it on the timer. Johnny Z's here. Does have a decent shine to it for its age. Pete's at 12. Let me get this thing wrote down, then I better keep sorting through my boxes. Mark at 15. Alec came in at 10. Alec at 14. I've got Mark at 15 on Facebook, or excuse me, on YouTube. Is my high bidder. Eric at 20. Eric at 20 is still my high bidder as we come up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute has now passed. Eric at 20 is my high bidder. One minute, 20 seconds has now passed. Coming up on that minute 30 mark. As I think it's early 30s is what I'm guessing. 1 minute, 30 seconds has now passed. We're coming down to the wire on this thing. Eric at 20. 20 seconds left. $10. Johnny Z at 26. Pete at 27. Reno at 28, and that'll do it. Reno snuck that right in at about 159. Reno at 28. And Eric came back at 30 after the fact, so which does happen sometimes. How about some cans? Let's do a pair of cans. A pair of Texaco Havilands, one cardboard, one metal can. Kenny's on with us. We'll start off with the composite Texaco Haviland Supreme Fuel Economy Tested gold can. It was blue and red, but I think the blue's kind of faded. Maybe it's faded into the gold a little bit. Haviland Supreme across the top. This is full. I will drain it from the bottom before we ship it. This is like I said, this is a composite cardboard can. It does have a barcode on it. It's a very small barcode on it. So it's probably like early 80s era on the Texaco Haviland Supreme composite can. Now, the one that's going to go with it, this is a metal Texaco Haviland Super Supreme. This one does have some fading. It has had the top cut out of it. It is also gold and blue with red on it as well. This is metal, and it is probably has the metal seam on it. You can see inside of it. I drain them for a couple reasons. One, you're not supposed to ship them with oil in them. They're heavy to ship with oil in them. And eventually, they can just start leaking from sitting there, which makes a terrible mess. So that's the reasons that I end up draining. That's why I like to drain them. So a pair of Texaco Havilands. So who's going to kick us off on both cans? One bid on the Texaco Havilands. One composite, one metal. Probably early 80s, probably 60s on this one. Pete at 10 is kicking us off on it. Jeff at 12. Jason at 20. Better write these down so I don't forget something. Jason at 20 is my high bidder. Jason at 20, both cans, one price. Let's see. I think we'll do a license plate next. We got all kinds of stuff. Toys, license plates, emblems, all kinds of cool stuff coming up. So, Jason at 20. And we're coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute has now passed. We're on the back side of this. Be thinking about your maximum bid if you're going to jump in on these. Jason at 20 on the pair. One minute, 20 seconds has now passed. Be thinking about that max bid if you're going to jump in on the pair of these cans. Jason at 20 on both of them. Minute 30 has now passed. $20 seconds left. 10. Reno at 22. Pete at 23. And that does it. Pete at 23. And Reno's back at 25. So, but Pete is who we had when the time ran out. So, how about a plate? We haven't done a plate yet tonight. We kind of keep mixing some things up here. Sounds like a pretty good plan, Mike. But let's do a license plate. This one still looks pretty good. It's a 1968 Kansas. I don't remember if we've done a 68 before. Black with, I don't know if it's supposed to be yellow or gold lettering. I really don't, probably kind of a yellow, but it's kind of a darker yellow. Kansas CD, Cloud County, 3274, 4-digit plate. Paint is really in good condition. It is used. We can see where it had some marks from where it was bolted on to the vehicle at one point. And still in pretty good shape. A little bit of bow to it. It is a standard size, like 12 by 6 plate that we're familiar with. Mark's kicking us off at 25 on this one. But yeah, 12 by like 5 3/4. Mark at 25. We've had a few bids coming in. Mark at 25 is high. It is in great condition. Black, yellow. I'm going to call them a darker yellow lettering on the Kansas 68. No, that is real. It is 1961, stated 1961. So anyway, Mark at 25. Let's get this thing rolling on the Cloud County 1968 Kansas plate. Really in pretty good shape. So. Trying to get some more stuff rounded up so we're ready to go here. Mark at 25. Frank at 30. Farm Finds just found a 70 Kansas plate, not quite as good. 1 minute has now passed. That's right, X-Ray. If you're going to display it, put like some the reflector screw, the little reflector nuts that they had back in the day over the holes. That's a good idea. Frank at 30. And 1 minute, 20 seconds has passed. And we're at a minute 30. Frank at 30 is my high bidder. Minute 30 left. Be thinking about your max bids if you want in on this plate. In good condition, 1968 Kansas, Cloud County. Crazy to think about that plate is 54 years old. Mark at 33. 15 seconds left to go. Reno at 40. 10 seconds. Reno at 40. Tweedledee at 41. And that does it. Tweedledee at 41 right there at the end. Yep, that was some pretty good shooting there. That was right at the end. How about some emblems? How about something for our Chevy guys? We'll do a little Chevrolet badge bundle. Three pieces. In this piece, Pure Pontiac's getting thirsty. Boy, you're doing good at keeping me on tabs. I keep forgetting this stuff. You take care of me. You make sure I don't forget. Three pieces in the Chevrolet car badge bundle. We'll start off with the basic plastic bow tie. I like throwing these in. These are nice little stick-on plastic pieces. You can kind of stick them about anywhere. Put some new double-sided tape on them, and they go about anywhere. This is about 4.5 by 1.5 inches, so it's about 4.5 by about 1.5 inches. Just a nice little blue bow tie. I got some of these off some newer cars. I like throwing them in because they're just a good little piece to stick about anywhere. Along with the blue plastic bow tie, a Bel Air off of an, I don't know, early 60s era, 63, 64, somewhere in that window. Chevrolet Bel Air emblem. What are you doing, Gray Kitty? So something like that, 63, 4, 5, 6, somewhere in the mid-60s era Chevy Bel Air window on that emblem. This is kind of long. 15 7/8. It's almost 16 inches long. Chrome on this thing looks great. It is flat. It is stud mount. It is pop metal. Nice piece there with a bright, shiny chrome on it. And one more as part of the Chevy badge bundle. Impala. This is actually a glove box door bar off of like a 63 or 64 Impala. Alex starting us off at 15. This has a few pits in it. You can see kind of down here in the ridges, it's got a few pits down in here. This is kind of a serrated ridge. You hear my pin on it. Nice bright chrome. Screws on the back of it. Mark at 20. So we've got the Impala bar, the Bel Air script, and the bow tie. And we got a lot of bids on these things. Market 35 is high at this point. Market 35 on all three of them. One price shipped to you. Mark at 35. Market 35 on all three of these. One money. Yes, the timer is running. We are rolling. This is newer within the last 20 years. This is mid-60s. This is 63, 64. Johnny Z at 40. We're almost to that 1 minute mark. 1 minute has now passed. I guess I must have forgot to tell you that. I just started writing stuff down when I hit it. So, yeah, we are live. 1 minute has now passed. Johnny Z at 40 on the Chevrolet badge bundle. Reno at 42 as we hit the minute 20 mark. That's right. Gray Kitty's over there wandering around. Reno at 42. And we are now at the minute 30 mark on these Chevrolet badges. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Be thinking about your max bid if you're going to jump in on this bundle. Reno at 42 is our current high bidder. 20 seconds left to go. Johnny Z at 43. 10. Reno at 45. Coming down to the wire. Last few seconds. And Reno at 45. Pete came in at 47. Johnny Keith came in at 47. When we hit the 2-minute mark, we had Reno at 45. All those, it was like 201, 202, and all the rest of those bids were rolling in. So that one was, there was a slug of them right at 2 minutes, and it was just 3 bids from 201 to 202, and it was that much too late. So Reno at 45 is who we had at the 2-minute mark, and that's the only fair way we can do it. Get them taped back together here so I keep the bundles straight. We get all these emblems stacked up down here. All right, who wants to do a few hubcaps out of Addie's hubcap boxes? That's right, there are some sharpshooters out tonight because we've had a lot of stuff coming in the 155 to 2 minute. We've had some stuff coming into the 2 to 203 mark, which is too late. So how about we do a few hubcaps out of Addie's hubcap box? Jason says this guy is ready. Perfect. Like we've talked about in the past, my daughter's had a bunch of hubcaps she bought years ago. She's been selling them off, but she's got a ton of them around, but she hasn't been around to deal with them lately. So we're selling some of them off for her on here. So we'll start off with Farm Find says he looks like he's got about a 15-second delay. That's what we're talking about. Farm Finds is the make sure you watch your delays. That's why we tell you that when you've got a minute 30 left. That's the whole purpose of it. This is a really nice cap out of her boxes. This is an early 50s Chevrolet, and it looks great. Sunglass time almost. This is really a straight cap. It is an original cap. This would have been blue, but it's faded out. It is stainless over steel. This is a steel backing with stainless. I think this is like 51, 52. This cap really is in pretty decent shape. I mean, it's not beat up. Oh, yeah, she knows. She was on here a few weeks ago helping us sell some. So, but like I said, stainless, great shine. And just for the abuse caps typically take, this one looks really, really good. So the back of it's even pretty clean. We see you got a little bit of grease in there because, I mean, these were originals. They were used. And I see myself in it. You can kind of see the reflection. You see the other stuff in the office and the reflection of this thing. It's so good. Oh. I've got X-Ray Dean kicking us off at 15 on the cap. So let's go ahead and kick it off on the timer. And I'm going to make some notes. X-Ray Dean at 15. Like I said, this thing is pretty sharp. So see what you guys think. Gray Kitty is eating. She's eating right now, so she doesn't really care what we're doing. Tweet the D at 20. All right, we're ticking along. Yeah, you heard my neck crack. Yeah, I'm kind of stiff. Mark at 25. Yeah, that's right, Mike. You can almost shave in it. I don't think I'd want to quite shave in it with the ridges and stuff in it and the design to it, but it's just about good enough you could. Mark at 25. Crack it a few more times, actually. As we hit the 1 minute mark, Mark at 25 is my high bidder. I've got Alec at 35 on Facebook. Alec at 35. Alec at 35 is my high bidder. As we come up on the minute 20 mark, we're just about there. As 1 minute 20 seconds has now passed. Alec at 35 is high. Minute 30 has now passed. We're running towards the end of this, which means by the time you see this, we'll be just about done. Mark at 37. 20 seconds left. Mark at 37 is the high bidder. 15. Reno at 40. 10 seconds left. Alec came in at 40, but I already had Reno at 40 first. We're coming down to the wire on this one. Reno at 40. And that does it. Reno at 40. All right, let's do one more of her caps, then we'll do a couple more a little later in the auctions. Gray Kitty didn't like that. She didn't like that racket. This thing's got a few dings and dents in it, but it's a really unique piece. Something a little bit different. Yep, I was just grabbing them. I knew you guys were getting thirsty. Rox has got to jump off. Glad you made it for a while tonight. And the next cap we're going to do out of Addie's hubcaps is this little Oldsmobile. This is kind of different. This is, I think, in early 60s. They didn't use this symbol for real, this era of the company for real long. That's why it's kind of a unique piece. I think this is like 60, 61, 62, something like that. This is a smaller cap. We'll give you some dimensions on it. It's 10.5 on the Oldsmobile cap. These areas out here were black. You can see there's still some black in it. This one does have some dings and dents in it. Appreciate it, Rico. Like and share, everybody. Appreciate you throwing that out there. Alec is kicking us off at 20 on this little Oldsmobile cap. It is stainless. This would have been painted in the inserts in here as well. I think it looks like that was black, and that would have been red down there. Look, you can see me right there in it. Tweedledee at 30. The backside is also pretty good, but kind of a unique little cap. Let's get this thing rolling. Mark at 35 on the little Oldsmobile cap. Once again, one of Addie's out of her collection. And I believe early 60s. Gary, how do you get a shirt? The shirt information is in the description part for the video. You can call me. Mike says they were F85, so 61, 62 maybe. The shirt information is in the description part, Gary, or you can always call me. I think they're 22 for up to XL and then 24 double and triple. I've got them in gray and black. So, yeah, you can do it on PayPal. You can send me a check or money order, or you can call me if you got any other questions, Gary, on getting a T-shirt. I've got Alec at 37. Alec at 37 is my high bidder as we are coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute has now passed. Alec at 37 on the little Olds cap. No problem, Gary. Like I said, if you got any questions, you can always give me a shout tomorrow. A minute 20 has now passed. Alec at 37. A minute 30. We're up at the minute 30 mark. Alec at 37 is my high bidder. $20 seconds left to go. Alec at 37. $10. Mark at 40. And that does it. Mark at 40. Alex having a rough night again tonight. Last week didn't go too well for Alec either, so hopefully tonight gets a little bit better here soon. So we'll do a few more of her hubcaps in a little bit. Let's do some more emblems. Any of our Ford fans out there? We got any Ford fans on emblems tonight? Got a few Ford guys out there. We've actually got 4 emblems in this bundle. 70s era of Ford products. Starting off with, I don't know what year this was, sometime mid-70s. Let me see if I can see a part number on it. That will tell me. 71. 71 Ford Brougham. This is a 2-piecer. Has the Brougham emblem as well as the wreath. These are both flat mount, stud. Brougham insert is plastic. Nice bright chrome. 71 Ford Brougham emblem. The next one, a Granada from the mid-70s. Metal, chrome, stud mount, flat surface, nice bright chrome on the Granada. There again, some of this stuff isn't real popular, but that's why some of these you don't see very often anymore either. That's kind of what makes some of this stuff neat. So we've got the Brougham. We've got the Granada. We've got a Pinto. The iconic little chrome metal Pinto emblem. These are pretty flat. These are stud mount. Has the little horse of them on them. You can still see part of the color in the insert of the P on the Pinto badge. Eric is at 25. We're not even done yet. Actually, I got to give you dimensions on these. Eric started us off at 25. Between these at 25, but I had Eric first. The Pinto is 6 1/4 long. The Granada, 7 inches long. And the Brougham with wreath is just over 4 inches, including the wreath. But wait, there's more. We've got one more emblem going into this badge bundle of Ford products. And once again, it is a Pinto piece. It's the little runabout emblem off the C-pillar of the Pinto. David W's here, running a little behind. That's all right. So we've got the Pinto runabout emblem. This is an aluminum. It has stud mount. It is missing 2 studs, I think. But something you don't see very often either on the little Pinto. Oh, excuse me. It is 5 3/8 long on the runabout. So we have the Pinto. We have the runabout. We have the Brougham. And we also have the Granada, all in one badge bundle. I've got Eric at 25 starting us off. I'm going to get this on the timer, and I'm going to try to make some notes. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Hopefully I don't sneeze too much tonight. Actually, I'm probably going to take an allergy pill here in just a minute anyway, so come to think of it. Ozark Fox still has a Granada that he ran on the dirt tracks, so. So I've got Eric at 25. We are live on the timer on this whole bundle. All of them, one bid. Eric at 25. Johnny Z at 35. 1 minute has now passed. We are on the backside of this auction on these. Johnny Z at 35 on the Ford badge bundle. And 1 minute 20 has now passed. A minute 30. So we're coming down to the wire on this one, which means by the time you see this, depending on your delay, we're going to be just about done. I've got Johnny Z at 35. All 4 pieces, one actually 5 pieces, but 2 of them kind of go together. 15 seconds left. Johnny Z at 35. Reno at 41. 10 seconds left. Johnny Z at 47, coming down to the wire. And that does it. Johnny Z at 47. All right, get these taped back together so I don't get something mixed up. And I'm going to grab an allergy pill so that I don't start sneezing. Anybody like toys on here? How about we do a toy? We haven't done a toy in a little while. We did one toy. I think we did one toy truck last week. I got a couple of toys landing here. Why don't we just do a toy right now? Tim's here with us. Some Hudson badge right there. And let's check this little piece out. See if anybody's interested in it. It's kind of neat. The smokestack is broken, but I don't know if it's missing anything else or not. But it's a cool little Tonka bulldozer. It is metal. It's a neat little piece. It's a cool little booger. Does still have the Tonka bulldozer sticker on both sides of it. Rubber tracks. The engine is plastic. Would have had a stack up here, but it's broke off. But still works. It's actually kind of cool. I'm sitting here playing with it. Now I'm starting to debate my decision. X-Ray Dean had one like it. Not in bad shape, really. It's got obviously some scuffs and scratches. Does still have the dashboard sticker on it. The car guy used to have one. The sticker of what would have been the dashboard. Bill Disc at 25. X-Ray at 30 on the Tonka bulldozer. So it is a neat piece. Yeah, it is cool. Big Job says you can get the stack on eBay and they're real cheap. So you can put the stack back on it. That's cool. It, like I said, it's been played with, but overall, oh, actually, this is pretty cool too. It's got different notches here as to where you want to put the blade at. If you got, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. If I get my fat fingers out of the way, you might be able to see it a little better. So, does have notches here for different blade positions. On, up, and down on the blade. X-Ray at 30. We probably better get this thing rolling here on the timer. X-Ray at 30 on the Tonka bulldozer. Yes, the tracks are rubber. So both tracks are there. Rubber tracks. Tonka bulldozer up and down on the blade with the lever. Kenneth at 34. On the Tonka dozer. X-Ray at 36. This and the road grader was unstoppable. He was unstoppable. Yeah, I bet you were when you were a kid. You had this and a grader. You were probably unstoppable. That's you could plow up a solid 3 or 4 feet of dirt with this thing. X-Ray at 36. Yes, it is a cool piece. That's for sure. That's why I snagged it when I found it. As we come up on the 1 minute mark on the super cool Tonka dozer, X-Ray at 36. Gal says they actually would move dirt, so. X-Ray at 36. It is neat. It is a cool piece. So 36 to me sounds really cheap on this thing. So 1 minute 20 has now passed. A minute 30. We've now hit the minute 30 mark. We are on the backside of this thing. Be thinking about your max bid if you're going to jump in. It actually has Tonka stamped right in it back here embossed. X-ray at 36, and everybody's kind of quiet. 20 seconds left to go. 15. 10. Bill Disc at 47. And that does it. Bill Disc at 47. There were some $40 bids, but Bill threw that 47 out there and covered them all up. Good play on Bill's part because he took care of the other couple bids that came in right at the end. So Tweedy and Reno were gunning for it, but Bill had them covered. So Bill says sweet. He loves it. It's neat. It's a cool piece. So what else we do? I got some Auburn parts in here too. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do something really cool. It's a little rough, but I don't know where you're ever going to find another one. That's right. Allergies do suck. That's why I just took an allergy pill. So, this, like I said, this is a little rough, but man, I don't. Where do you find them? The only reason I found it is because I had an opportunity to go see my good friend Doug Prey at the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Company. The Auburn 6 cap from mid-30s, I think. It is banged up. It does have dings, dents, scuffs, scratches, but you can still make out the Auburn 6 in it. It does still have pretty nice, bright, shiny chrome on it. And man, this Auburn stuff, like I said, I bought this from Doug, and I've got another piece laid out here too. We might do in a little bit. It just depends how things go. This is a chrome cap, a chrome plated steel cap on a chrome or a metal base. You can see it has some surface rust in it where it's just a steel base. Eric at 40 Eric's already in at 40. Ozark Fox is not bidding on the Kleenex. It's fine. I don't want anybody to bid on the Kleenex. Like I said, it is rough. It's been banged up, beat up, but you can still see the Auburn 6 in it. Let me give you some dimensions on this thing. That's right, Travis. It does have some cool patina. Eric is already in at 40. Overall dimension on this thing is about 7 1/4 inches on the outside. So about 7 1/4 across on this thing on the Auburn 6 cap. So Mark's got his sunglasses on. Eric's at 40. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the timer. I'm going to make some notes here. You need Instagram to auction use Kleenex. Big Job spent all his money this week on a 40-foot shipping container. That's that will come in handy as well. But some of this Auburn stuff that I got from Doug, you just don't find it. You know, this is talk about it. That's the thing about this Auburn stuff. Talk about a conversation piece. Shopcats here to go check out the dozer. Where do you find it? Who's gonna? I mean, you hang this on your wall, everybody's gonna ask about it. So Eric at 40, coming up on the 1 minute mark. Alex got a bid out there, but Eric covered him up, and everybody's just not doing anything. I don't know. 1 minute has passed on the Auburn 6 cap. This is original. It's rough, but it is an original. Eric's already planning on getting sniped. Yep. Well, a minute 20 has passed, so we got 40 seconds, and we're going to find out. Eric at 40. 1 minute, 30 seconds has now passed. We're on the backside of this thing. Eric at 40. What's going to happen? Is he going to steal this thing and walk out here for $40? 20 seconds left to go. Kenny at 69, 15, 10. Alec was at 50, but I've got Kenny already at 69, Eric at 70, and that does it. Whoa. Eric got that 70 out there. It was at like 159 and change. Whew, that was tight. Alec was in at 50, but Kenny had him covered. Eric got in there just at the very split last second at 70. And you didn't have a full second left on that one, Eric. So let's do something else. We may do that other Auburn piece that I've got laid out tonight. It's even cooler, believe it or not. If you can imagine that, it is cooler. I think so. But let's knock out a couple more of Addies real quick. This is a really unique little cap here. Like I said, we'll do a couple more Addies real quick here, and then we'll do some more license plates, cans, and other stuff. This little cap, like I said, one of Addies is a Chevrolet. I think it's a new takeoff because it's been on a truck before, but I think it's a new takeoff. Good looking little cap. I think it's a Love. Painted cap, all painted steel. And just a neat little look to it. It is all original. Need some Ford Mustang signage. I don't really have any of that I'll sell. The back of this thing, this, like I said, this is all original. It was on a truck, but I'm assuming they were taken off pretty new. Rico's got to jump off. Glad you're here for a while with us. Let me give you some dimension. I think it's late 70s, which is crazy to think late 70s is 45 years old and it's in this condition. And it's original paint. 9.5. Alec is at 15. We've got Alec at 15. It is 9.5 on the outside dimension. So, good looking piece. Original paint. This has the yellow bow tie with a black outline. It's never been repainted. Like I said, even the back, all that appears to be original. It has been installed, I'm sure, but I don't think I've got a whole set. There might be one more, but I don't think there was a set of them. Let's see. Lots of bids here. Johnny Z at 25. So Johnny Z at 25, a ceramic bowl. Well, that I guess it could be a ceramic bowl. I mean, it's about clean enough to use for a bowl. So let's go and get this thing on the timer. I've got Johnny Z at 25. Like I said, it's got just some light surface rust here where it chipped, but this thing's all original. Even got a good shine to it considering its age. So 30 seconds has passed. We're working our way on this thing, working on our 2-minute countdown, and we're going to do one more of Addie's caps, and then we'll do some emblems and maybe some license plates. And Johnny said, uh-oh, got real quiet. We all know what that typically means once we get past that minute 30 mark. So Johnny Z at 25, and he's nervous now. We are at the 1 minute point. Ticking down on the little Love cap, the cute little Love hubcap, painted Love hubcap. Coming up on that minute 30 mark. A minute 30 has now passed. We are on the back side of this thing. Johnny Z at 25, but we're going to see what happens here. Johnny Z at 25, 20 seconds. 15. 10. Pete at 36. Johnny Z at 37. And that will do it. Johnny Z barely got that back in at 37, but he got her in there. So Johnny Z at 37 on the Little Love cap. Part of the fun's the sniper suspense. Yeah, it kind of is, actually. Let's do one more of Addie's caps, and then we'll move on to a few other things. Johnny Z's getting his timing down. You had that one because that was like 158, and it was right after that, so the other bid. So you had that down pat. So. And also, I know I'm missing a lot of comments when we're in the middle of the auctions, but where I'm basically just watching for numbers at that point. So Alec was in that one at 30 as well, but he was covered up by the other bids. So let's see. You guys are probably getting a little thirsty too. So let's do one more of Addie's caps, and then we'll do some more emblems. We got some more plates. Yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff. This is a neat one for our Mopar fans. This is a late 40s, early 50s era Dodge pickup cap. This is a steel-backed stainless front cap. The Dodge was red letters originally. These lines are embossed in the metal. They would have originally been red as well. This is a cap over a steel base. The steel plate base of this does have some rust in the middle of it. The outside ring is all intact on this Dodge truck cap. But cool shine to it. Definitely has some age to it, some thin spots in the chrome, some dings, dents. There again, that's what gives it its character. That's how you know this thing actually was out doing the job back years and years ago. Let me give you the dimensions on this one. On the Dodge cap, it is 9 inches in diameter. So do we have any fans on the Dodge cap out there tonight? Late 40s, early 50s era pickup, probably half ton based on the size of the cap. So, oh man, my neck is stiff tonight. Jason started us off at 20. Tweedly D's at 20. I had Jason first, so Big Job needs another Ford Chrome dog dish. Well, we got some more of those coming. This will be the last one out of Addie stuff tonight, but we've got some more coming. We need to get this going here. There we go. We are on the timer. I forgot to hit that. So Jason at 20 on the Dodge cap. Like I said, this is late 40s, early 50s. You could repaint the red, or you could almost just leave it. There's enough of it there to really tell what it is. Or you could really make it pop by putting new red in the embossed areas on the little Dodge cap. Yep, I haven't been to my chiropractor in a long time. I never have time to get to it. The car guy says, just leave it. It looks great just the way it is. And it does. But like I said, a lot of the stuff we talk about on here isn't perfect, but that's how you know it's real. It was out there. It's been part of the world. It was on a truck that was out there doing the work, doing the job, getting the job done. Because they were job rated, right? Jason at 20. As we come up on the 1 minute mark on the Dodge truck cap. Jason at 20. Alec at 25. And a minute 20 has now passed. I've got Alec at 25. A minute 30 has now passed. We are on the backside of this thing. Alec at 25. $20 seconds left to go. Alec at 25 is our high bidder on the little Dodge cap. $10. Tweedly D at 30. And that does it. Jason came in at 32, but it was just a hair too late. Tweedledee at 30. Once again, Alec got blown out at the last second. Alec's having a rough night again tonight. I almost thought you had that one, Alec, till we got to about the 158 mark. How about another license plate? This thing looks really great. And it's original. Kansas, 1948. Black background, white letters, and this thing looks completely original, and it looks amazing. Considering that 158's an eternity for a sniper, that's right. Used to work at the Aviation Museum. After closing, swore the planes did talk. Yeah. And like I said, I apologize. I don't catch all the comments while we're in the middle of auctions because I'm mainly watching for numbers while we're on the timer. Mark at 25 already on this one. Tweedledee was at 15 and Mark at 25. Dimensions on this plate. It is 12 by 5 3/8, so basically a standard size plate. Black background, white lettering. This is the raffle, Tim. This is this month's raffle. It is pretty flat, really, in pretty good shape. It's got scuffs and scratches. There's no doubt about it. But really, in pretty good shape. And it almost didn't think it had been screwed on, but it has been. If you look real closely down here at the bottom, you can tell where it was screwed on. So it's not new, but it definitely is in great shape. So I've got Mark at 25 on, the 1948 Kansas plate. Let's go ahead and get this on the timer so I can get it written up. Yeah, it was definitely on a well cared for car. There's no doubt about that. The back of it even looks good. Like I said, it was probably used for that year on a car that was kept in the garage and then put away in storage to be in that kind of condition. Almost 75 years later. Actually, well, shoot, it's December. Next month it is 75 years old. So Mark at 25. And then everybody got quiet. One minute has now passed. With Mark at 25. And 1 minute, 20 seconds has now passed. Coming up on the minute 30 mark. Mark at 25. Everybody just sitting there being real quiet. 1 minute, 30 seconds has now passed. Reno at 27. $20 seconds left. $10. Reno at 27. Mark at 30. Tweedledee was at 30, but I had Mark first, and that did it. Mark at 30. Lots more bids coming in after the fact. Mark at 30. And then 3 more bids, but by 202. But that's what happens sometimes, unfortunately. Who wants to do another can? This is a great can, too. It is new. It is full. It's an amazing piece. It looks awesome. It's a cool little tiny can, great display piece. And I would never sell this if we didn't have one, that's for sure. But this is, and then Alec came in at 30 on that one too after the fact as well. So Texaco upper cylinder lubricant. This thing is awesome. It is new old stock. Red and white with green lettering, Texaco upper cylinder lubricant. It's a tiny little can, which is cool because it's different. Guy with the Car Guy is kicking us off at 10. It's about 3 3/4 tall. Tweedledee at 20. And it is 1 5/8 inches in diameter. It is steel. You can see the seam over here. 4 fluid ounces. Directions: add to gasoline tank in proportion of contents of this can to each 10 gallons of gasoline, or use direct through special lubricator if car is so equipped. For new car use, double the amount for the first 1,000 miles. It improves the action of any motor by lubricating parts difficult to reach through motor oil. So, cool little piece. Pete says he has one. Looks great next to the bigger cans. Let's see. There's a lot of people trying to snipe you, Mark. I had Alec over here, and I had a bunch of people over here all going after you. But Texaco upper cylinder lubricant can, Tweedledee at 20. It's got the star on the back. It is an awesome, tiny little can that is just in beautiful condition on the Texaco upper lubricant. I've got Tweedledee at 20. Let's go ahead and get this thing boogieing. And we're ticking along. Tweedledee at 20. This thing is awesome. Steel, painted metal, Texaco star on the front, Texaco star on the back. This pretty much checks all the boxes for a super cool oil can. Tweedledee at 20. And Alec at 25. Got Alec at 25. As we're coming up on the 1 minute mark, Alec at 25 is my high bidder. Great can. Love these things. Said, any idea on year? I'm going to say early 60s probably is what I would guess. Alec at 25. As we come up on the minute 20 mark. Alec at 25, a minute 30 to go. Or minute 30 has passed, not to go. We're just about done. A minute 30 has passed, excuse me. 20 seconds left. Alec at 25 with 10 to go. Tweedledee at 35. And that does it. Tweedledee at 35. Kenny came in there at the end too, but it was only at 33. So Tweedledee at 35. Alec having another rough night. Holy cow. Snipers are killing Alec tonight. Auburn badge. Speaking of Auburn, does anybody want to do the other Auburn piece tonight, or do we want to put it off till next week? It's up to you guys. You guys tell me what you think. Pete says, bring it, do it. Everybody wants to do it. Alec wants to do it. All right. Everybody wants to see the other Auburn piece. Tweeted he says he's done. Everybody else is saying do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. We'll see what happens with this thing. Here we go, if we're all ready. It's another little grease cap. It's Newell stock for an Auburn. Black inserts around the Auburn, just like the badge. And then it had a red stripe in this recessed area in here. When you look at the back of it, it is clean inside. Just some dirt from laying around for years. See the threads on the inside of it. Little over 3 inches, about 3 1/4 diameter on this thing. Beautiful piece. It is about 2 inches deep on here. I think this is early 30s wooden wheel, if I remember correctly. Obviously not beat up, not clobbered. Got a few bids starting to come in on this thing, but like I said, this Auburn stuff, I've got pretty good money in it. So we'll see if we get a few more bids on it to see if we can get close to where I can at least get out of it, because I don't know if I hate selling this stuff. I've got one of these for me. I've got one I'm going to sell to you guys. Eric at 75. Well, that kind of changes thing. That's getting us where we need to be. So Eric at 75 is going to pretty much get us rolling on this. Pete at 100. Let's get her on the timer. Beautiful Auburn piece, Newell stock. Pete at 100 on the Newell stock Auburn cap. Like I said, the red is just flaked off over the years, but it's a super cool piece. I've got one, Johnny Z. I don't even like selling this, even though I know I've got one, because you don't ever see this stuff. So that's why this one can go. I don't care if I sell it. I mean, I would absolutely not care if I sold it at all. I would throw it in my box with my other one, but you guys are throwing fair numbers out there. So, some of the stuff, even if I've got money in, as long as we're being fair on it, it's going to sell. I've got Pete at 100. So we're going right now. Outcast is on with us. Make sure I get it written down here. And 1 minute has now passed. Pete at 100. One minute, 20 seconds has now passed. Pete at 100 is our high bidder. As we come up on the minute 30 mark, and a minute 30 has now passed, which means by the time you see this, it may be about over, depending on your delay. Pete at 100 on the Auburn cap. 20 seconds left to go. Pete at 100. 15. 10. 'Jason at 105, and that does it. Jason at 105. Eric was 101 right after that, but it was at 201. Jason at 105 was our high bidder at the 2 minute mark. Super cool piece. All right. Oof. Got to get over some of that cool stuff. Be thinking about it. Everybody needs a Hudson badge after that. All right, I'm getting some stuff ready. Let's do something else that's kind of, a little cheaper piece, kind of a more of an intro piece for some people. I think we did a set of these earlier. Actually, come to think of it, when I said I think we did a set of these earlier, where's Zach been tonight? I ain't seen Whiskey Business anywhere. But these are new old stock grill shields for a Chevrolet from the 40s, where you could put them over your grill to keep cold air out to help warm it up in the wintertime. These are some sort of a kind of a cloth type thing. I don't know if they're a plastic nylon type thing or whatever, but these literally went over the grill of, I think these were 42 Chevy. The other one doesn't have anything on it. The other one's not that cool, but they do come as a pair. So I'm going to go ahead and sell them as a pair and ship them to whoever wins. Like I said, something a little bit different, not near as high dollar. We kind of need a break after the Auburn cap. And this is embossed, this Chevrolet lettering and then painted red and blue. You can look at the backside, see it is actually an embossed piece. So these are new old stock, still look pretty decent for their age. Kind of a neat piece. Like I said, I know they're not a high dollar piece. We kind of need a break after the Auburn cap situation, so kind of bring everything back down a little bit. But anyway, anybody like these, or should I throw them back in the box and sell them some other time? So they were a snap thing, but I don't think you had to actually put an actual snap in the grill. I'm not sure how hot water 6. Yeah, that's kind of what they were. So I'm not really sure how that all worked. As far as these definitely are snaps, there's no doubt about it. But I don't know for sure exactly what they actually did. The original purchase price was $1.55 a pair because it's still on there. Can't even ship them for that today. So anyway, what's everybody think? Anybody else want a pair of these? Or do we throw them back in the pile for later? You guys tell me. Well, Dennis is going to throw out 10, so we'll just go ahead and start him off with that. Dennis at 10, so let's go ahead and throw them out there. Somebody thinks they're cool, we'll do something with them. And I got a few more things after this. So, Dennis at 10. Mark at 15. Yeah, we did do a set of these earlier. I think Zach got them. It's been a while back. I thought, well, shoot, somebody else may want a set too. So I thought, what the heck, we'll grab another set. I don't remember if it was this exact style because I've got several different styles of them. I don't think I've got any more truck ones, but I do have some different cars covers from that era. As we're coming up on the minute 20 mark. Minute 20 has passed. Mark at 15. A minute 30 has now passed. Mark at 15. Reno at 20. 15 seconds left to go. I've got Reno at 20. 10 seconds. And that'll do it. Reno at 20. Reno was trying to cover himself. He threw another bit out there to make sure he didn't get sniped. Next, we're going to do a can bundle. Can bundle. Then we're going to do a badge bundle. Then we're going to do a license plate. So, and then we're going to get into the magazine. This can bundle is really cool. I've actually been wanting to do this can bundle for a long time. So we got some can guys ready because this is kind of a neat deal. I'm kind of excited about it, actually. These are all composite cardboard cans, but like we've talked about, that stuff is not going to last. They will literally fall apart sitting on a shelf if they're not stored properly. So I think cardboard cans are going to be actually tough to find in the future. Auburn badge. So this is a really neat deal. I'm kind of excited about this. Like I said, I've been working on putting this together for a little while. 3 cans, 1 money. All Phillips 66. The silver, 66 motor oil. This is the precious, let's call this the precious metal collection. The precious metal of cardboard cans. The silver Phillips 66. This one was used. What's the best way to store them? Just in a decent climate control, building. It doesn't necessarily have to be at 80 degrees all the time, but, no moisture, not laying outside in 0 degrees versus 110 degrees. If they're inside on a shelf protected, they're okay. But if they're in a building where the windows are out or the doors are out and there's a lot of moisture and a lot of wind, I've seen them literally fall apart on the shelves. The silver one is empty. The golden one, the golden Trop Arctic Phillips 66, also empty, drained from the top. It was 10W40 on the Trop Arctic. So we've got silver, we've got gold, and we've got one more. The HDS Phillips in royal purple. This one is new. It is full, so I will have to drain it from the bottom, but the top has not been punched. Silver, gold, and purple. I've been excited about this. I don't know. We'll see if you guys even care, but I thought it was a cool collection to have all 3 of them put together just like this. So what do you guys think? Do you like the Royal Phillips collection in silver, gold, and purple, or do none of you guys care? Tweety D is going to start us at 20 on the Royal Phillips collection, silver, gold, and purple, HDS, Trop Arctic, and 66 motor oils. Tweety D at 20. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the timer. It is a neat collection, at least I think it is. Like I said, I was kind of excited to put it together. Jeff Taylor at 22. Need a red one for red, white, and blue. Yeah. Big Job thinks it's cool as well. I thought it was neat. Like I said, I had the purple ones and I had a silver one, and we've sold some gold ones before, and I finally come up with another gold one to complete the Royal Phillips 66 can collection. Silver, gold, and royal purple, all Phillips 66 with the white V's across them. Kind of a neat setup. Jeff at 22, Reno at 30. As we hit the 1 minute mark, Reno at 30. Don't even have to go find them. All you got to do is open the box up and put them on the shelf. Kenneth at 34. And a minute 20 has now passed. Bill Disk at 35. We've got Bill Disk at 35. As we hit the minute 30 point, 30 seconds left, be thinking about your maximum bids. Reno at 40. We are just about done with this one. So Reno at 40 with 20 seconds left. All 3 of them, 1 money shipped to you. Tweedledee at 41. Ten seconds. Reno at 45. Just about done. Anybody else going to jump in? And that does it. Reno at 45. All right. Two more. I got two more things on the desk, and then we're going to get to the magazine. Chevy Truck Badge Bundle. We haven't done some emblems. It's been a little bit since we did emblems. Let's do a Chevy Truck Badge Bundle. Then we're going to do one more license plate. We're going to give you a Hudson badge. Then we're going to get into the magazine. So, what do we got tonight for Chevrolet trucks? We'll start off with the late 60s, early 70s era 350. We've mixed some of these in on some badge bundles in the past. We'll do another one tonight. Still has the original nuts on it, which spun loose. The 8-cylinder 350 engine badge from the late 60s, early 70s Chevy pickups. Stud mount, pot metal, chrome plated. This would have been black, and the 8 would have been black. You can see a little bit of the black there still. This one is 5 3/4. The next one, the Chevrolet badge from the side of the hood of an early 50s era truck. This one is not broken or chipped. It is metal, but the chrome is thin on it. You can see where it's worn through in some spots. Ozark Fox used to have the display rack for those cans. It's kind of cool. I mean, good to have that now. 9 1/8 by 1.5 inches. So 9 1/8 metal stud mount Chevrolet truck, early 50s era side hood badge. The 3100 from the early 50s as well. Late 40s, early 50s, 3100 side hood badge would have mounted below the Chevrolet badge. These are a little bit smaller, 3 1/4 by about 1 inch. So this is about 3 1/4. It is chrome plated pot metal. It is stud mount as well. And just to mix things up a little bit, a GMC badge. We don't do a lot of GMC badges. I had one. I thought, what the heck? Let's throw this in and make a big GM badge bundle out of it for GM trucks. This GMC, the 1500 Super Custom, early 70s era, 67 to 72 body style. On the GMC, across the top, it is about 7.5 by about 2. So we're about 7.5 by about 2. This is metal, stud mount, pot metal, nice chrome. The GMC obviously was red, but it's faded out. And I think there would have been some color to this as well. So Eric at 30 is going to kick us off on the Chevrolet badge bundle. Let's go ahead and get this thing boogieing. All 4 pieces, one money. I've got Eric at 30. Whoa, can't even hold on to all of them. All right, Eric at 30. We are live on the timer on this thing. We'll do one more plate, and then we're going to get into the magazine after this. So we're just about done with auctions tonight. And it is an earlier plate. It's super cool. Reno at 35. Time to slide one of those in, too. As we're just about to hit the 1 minute mark, I've got Reno at 35. 1 minute has passed. X-Ray says it's a great deal, but watch out for the snipers. Yeah, that's right. All 4, one bid, $35 is where we're at right now with Reno. And 1 minute 20 has now passed. Reno at 35. Minute 30 is gone. 30 seconds left. Be thinking about your max bid. All 4, one money. Reno at 35. 20 seconds left to go. Kenny at 38. 15. Reno at 42. 10 seconds left. 10 to go. Reno at 42. Kenny at 43, and that does it. Kenny got that in literally at 159. Kenny at 43. Tape these back up so I don't get something lost, in theory. All right, one more thing. Let's get one more thing knocked out, then we're going to get to the magazine. One more license plate. We're going to back this thing up. Auburn badge. So we'll do one more license plate. That should go fairly quickly. Then we're going to get into the magazine. Yep, you did get something. Poor Alec got smoked on everything so far again tonight. I don't think Alec got anything again this week. He's been getting sniped on everything, just like last week. Let's get one more plate. Like I said, we usually do our plates kind of backing up a little bit. We're going back to 1935 on this plate. It is a truck plate, Kansas 35. Kansas in this era, the T designated truck. 41 was the county, and then 3-digit number 228 on the Kansas 35 plate. This is a longer, skinnier plate. Mark at 35. This is 14 and a half. By about 4 3/8. Black with, I think they were orange lettering originally, an orange frame. The backside even looks pretty decent on it, really. The holes aren't really damaged. I mean, it's been used. You can see where it was bolted on. But, I mean, they weren't drilled, added, cut up, hacked, mutilated. The plate is still really pretty flat considering its age. Lots of bids here. Reno at 42 is high. Mark at 45 on the Kansas truck plate. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the timer so we can get rolling and get into the magazine yet tonight. Mark at 45. Reno at 47. Have not heard from Norma tonight. She was on last week after she got her box of plates, but have not heard anything from her since then. So Reno at 47 on the super cool 1935 Kansas truck license plate. Great wall hanger. Appears to be all original, not bent up, mutilated, cut up, destroyed, and still pretty decent color considering this thing is 87 years old. Is it 87 years old? Yeah, 87 years old. Crazy. Almost 88 years old. Reno at 47. As we are coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute has now passed. We are on the backside of this thing. Reno at 47. A minute 20 has now passed. Reno at 47. Reno's covering his own butt going to 55. A minute 30. Reno's covering himself. Reno got nervous. Reno's upping himself to 55. 20 seconds. 15 seconds left to go. Reno at 55 just to make sure he covers everybody. 10 seconds. David W. at 66. And that does it. David W. at 66. Reno was trying to go again, but Reno just got snuck out by $1 by David W. at 66. Great piece. Super cool. As always, thanks for playing in the auctions tonight, everybody. Had a great time as always. Lots of super cool stuff going out. Now, speaking of shipping, last week, since I went to Mecum, if it was paid for by Monday night, I think it got shipped Tuesday. I think I shipped Tuesday. Anything that came in after that did not ship because I left Wednesday morning. So anything that got paid for by Monday night is shipped. The rest of this stuff, there were a few PayPal payments that came in after that. And, of course, I got some payments in the mail after that. So that stuff will all go this week. So congratulations to everybody. I appreciate that you guys come in, hang out, have a good time, and participate in the auctions. It supports what we do here financially. It adds to your collection, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So appreciate it. Appreciate everybody playing along tonight. Let's give out another Auburn badge, and then let's get into tonight's magazine. And tonight we're going to finish up last week's magazine. As we were working on Hot Rod, February of 1961, if you remember the super cool twin supercharged, twin engine, small block Chevy dragster on the front, the cover has fallen off of this thing. This is one from the viewer box from a while back. We've got one more magazine out of that viewer box. We're going to start in the middle of this magazine this week because we did the first half last week and there was a ton of cool stuff in it and more cool stuff to come. So let's keep boogieing here and get into the second half of the magazine, and then some ads and some classifieds in this one as well. Even though we did a few of the classifieds last week, we've got more we saved for this week. So let's get rolling as we flip to the middle of the magazine tonight. And start off with Mr. Eliminator 1960. Here's a photographic look at the fantastic racing car that rocketed Leonard Harris into the most coveted title in the drag racing world. Meet NHRA's Mr. Eliminator for 1960. With some really cool, you call them black and white, but they almost look green and white. Tony missed the first half. We'll have to go back and watch next week's episode. Mr. Eliminator in 1960, we can obviously see that big supercharger on top of that power plant, but let's see what they have to say about it. Power plant of the 1960 Eliminator car is a 1959 Oldsmobile having a square bore stroke at 4 3/16 inches, displaces a total of 462 cubic inches, an angle cam, push rods, and lifters with Gotha rocker arms to help mill breathe. Pistons are forged true of 8-to-1 compression with Grant rings. A Y-end adapter kit mounts the 671 GMC supercharger beneath the Hillborn injector. So not something you would commonly think of. Packing a 59 Oldsmobile engine for power with a 671 Huffer slapped on top for Mr. Eliminator of 1960. So it's really cool stuff. So we'll take a little look at that, and then we're going to flip the page and get a little more look at some of the details on it. But like I said, the action shot on this thing is just great. And actually, this guy's helmet is actually almost below the roll bar. Not something we always saw back in the day. So let's flip the page, get another look at a few more shots of Mr. Eliminator for 1960. And a super cool front shot of this thing. Just weird thinking that was basically just, Oldsmobile powered. But check this shot out. Dead on front, laying on the ground shot of that thing. Cool side shot. And like I said, just like the comment, everything is pretty squared off. Yeah, that's for sure. You can see basically, there's your differential. Crazy what these cars consisted of, what they did with them. That's right, Mark. The 671 blower was standard on transit buses that's where they came from, the old Detroit diesels. Tractors, buses, trucks. That's where the first blowers came from that these guys were running, was literally off of tractors, trucks, and buses. So up next, we'll move on to a cool custom from that era, the Connoisseur Coupe. Don Miller's 33 Ford 5-window is a morsel to delight the delicate appreciation of any true automotive enthusiast. And this thing is really a beautiful car based on the black and white pictures that we've got to look at. And what's kind of funny, also Oldsmobile powered. On this 33 Ford Coupe, very, very pretty car. A lot of attention to detail. A lot of cars back in the day were not quite as detailed as what we're used to today. This car looks like a very highly detailed car. Beautiful interior. Even though we can't see colors on it, it is also packing Oldsmobile power. 1956 Oldsmobile V8 The rocket power, fairly common back in the day. Not so much today. We don't really think of using Oldsmobile power on a lot of this stuff, but that's kind of how it goes sometimes. So, but a highly detailed car looks really great. Of course, 33, 34 Ford Coupe looks good anytime, but that's right. You had to read the article and imagine the colors. So let's see what it tells us. Sometimes if it even tells us, let's see. The upholstery was bright orange and white Naugahyde. Okay. The dash is pearlescent white. But it actually, I don't even see anywhere where it says a color on this thing, believe it or not. I'm guessing it's probably orange if the interior is orange, so we'll go with that. So that was a hot rod today, that's for sure. But still pretty cool. But it doesn't actually say a color, so but since it has an orange interior, we're going to guess it was orange. We'll go with that. So we'll picture this as orange with orange and white interior and a white pearl dash. Let's go with that. That's right, X-ray. Sounds pretty. We don't know if that's what it was, but we'll just go with it. As we get to the next page, the ultimate goal, perfection. Another super cool hot rod. I had to get to the right page to match my notes here. On a beautiful, beautiful little coupe. Let's see if it says anything about color on this one. Andy Fedora had but one aim for his 32 Ford Coupe, restoration of the body to assembly line appearance with subtle hot rod overtones. So keep that in mind. Creamsicle, that's right, X-ray, sounds good. One aim for the 32 Ford Coupe, restoration of the body to assembly line appearance with subtle hot rod overtones. Assembly line appearance with subtle hot rod overtones. I'm going to say nailed it. You tell me what you guys think. Assembly line body with hot rod overtones. I'm going to say they nailed that build in 1960. That's right. So you could paint them brush and still make them look good. So let's see what it says about this little Deuce Coupe. Installation of the near stock 56 Merc in, so it's packing Y block power. Low mounted generator, special brackets built from frame to accept late model motor mounts. Edelbrock manifold, 3 carbs. White and gray Naugahyde features thin pleats, diamond motif, handy fire extinguisher, and parking brake handle. Minor departure from original concept is use of Chevy taillights. Bumpers are stock 32. Paint is Mandarin red. So this little Deuce Coupe was Mandarin red with white and gray Naugahyde. So Randy says, yep, they did nail it. So Mandarin red Deuce Coupe with white and gray Naugahyde. Y block power with 3 deuces. I think they got it. I think he did a good job. Here's another cool digger. A Holland Henry, a very compatible romance between a 2-year-old Chevrolet engine and a 36-year-old Ford body has given Jess Van Deventer one of the hottest B-modified roadster combinations in North America. T-body on A rails and small block Chevy power. A 37 Plymouth front axle mounts 40 Ford spindles, has spring action controlled by handmade friction shocks. Cockpit area shows remote shift control to the 37 CAD transmission, solidly mounted to a 40 Ford rear end with 510 gears, a 283 out of a 59 Chevy with a Crowder and Schneider cam, 13-to-1 compression, perfect circle rings, milled and polished heads, and a Schleifer flywheel and a Vertex mag. 120 mile per hour roadster has belly pan a length of cockpit. So there again, it's kind of crazy to think about this. T-body, A rails, 283 out of a Chevy, 37 Plymouth axle, 40 Ford spindles, 37 CAD trans. That's literally how these cars were built back in the day. You literally didn't get the catalog out and order any of this. You had to go out and source this stuff. You had to dig the pieces up and put it together and hope it worked. You could buy the cams and the internal stuff, fly, your clutches, that type of stuff. But all this stuff had to be put together. Yeah, right. That's right. Pure Frankenstein. That's a good way to put it. And that's true, David W. It does make you wonder if some of these cars are still out there. That's a great point. So, but it's just weird when you think about in today's world where you get the catalog out and order half the stuff you need, what these guys had to do to make these cars, to put these cars together, make them run good, and make them run competitive. Definitely a little different than it is today. This next article it's a tech article, I guess, and it's super cool. All that glitters is not necessarily gold, but if it is on a car and it creates huge crowds wherever seen, then it can be none other than metal flake. That's right. All that glitters is not necessarily gold, but if it's on cars and it draws a crowd, then it is metal flake. Pretty big deal back in the early 60s. Yeah, that's right, Mark. And to engineer it all to make it work, it is a work of art to make all that tick. Flake the world, says David W. And it's kind of funny because it actually got into, as techie as you could get for the era. And that's right, Kevin. Yeah, it's not even a catalog anymore. It's your phone. But it had, and like I said, we could read this whole article just like all. That's right, Bill. It's too bad some of the stuff isn't in color. Because this stuff, these pictures of the metal flake stuff would be amazing. I don't know what this fiberglass shaped thing is. Actually shows, I mean, if you look close at this Chrysler, you could actually see the metal flake popping in the black and white picture. And this 50 Buick, it actually talks about prepping that car for a metal flake paint job. So yeah, this stuff would be pretty amazing if it were in color, but in 1961, you got the cover and that was it. One more article before we get to the ads, and it's got a couple pages of super cool pictures, so we're definitely going to spend a little time checking that out. Dragging in the Desert. NHRA record runs. Located just a stone's throw from Death Valley, the Inyokern, California drag strip presented the inaugural NHRA record meet early in 1960. Just before the close of the 1960 season, riders from all across the nation again met in the thin desert air to attempt to rewrite the record book. That's right, shiny vinyl seats with huge metal flake. That's true, Ozark Fox. But Dragging in the Desert does not really have a lot of text, but it has some outstanding pictures. So let's take a look at the pictures, and I'll hold it up here so you can check it out for a second. Tom McMullen from the LA Roadsters Club entered a 32 in A Street Roadster. The Relema Hill D Dragster failed to up its record set at Colton, but still won its class with his 12-port Wayne-headed GMC engine. Okay. Junior Thompson was back in C-Gas record book with his purple Chevrolet-powered Willys. Pete Bilbo of Linwood, PA was on hand with Joe Tucci's record-holding A Dragster. And the C Roadster ET record fell to Bud Todd of Fontana, California, in Bud's 32 with set a new mark at 14.32 seconds at 98 miles an hour. So kind of crazy to think about these times. But check this stuff out. Here's this thing with this big 12-port Jimmy in it. So that's a pretty unique piece. Obviously, the iconic Willys Coupe, Chevrolet powered. Couple of little Roadsters, like I said, diggers. Just like I said, the pictures on this thing, not really any text, but the pictures are just outstanding. Old School made it. God, the car guy thinks he's got Hot Wheels in one of them. And we'll flip the page because there are more super cool. Old School went to a toy show today. That sounds like a good time. Kevin's got to jump off. No problem. Glad you made it for most of it tonight. But more super cool pictures here. Check this stuff out. Rusty's here with us. Check out this twin engine digger. Check out these front engine diggers. Just so many cool, amazing pictures. And for articles, that will pretty much do it. But we got cool ads and we got classifieds, which are always awesome. Bought a Tonka Jeep Commander in the box. Nice. Sweet. So on to the ads. As always in these 50s and 60s era magazines, we always have the standard J.C. Whitney and Company 2-page ad. Let's see what they had on special this month in 1961 at J.C. Whitney. How about a Fuzzy Wuzzy steering wheel cover? What else is interesting in this month? Obviously, you can order your club plaques, club jackets. All that stuff was available through J.C. Whitney. Side pipes? Did they have side pipes? I don't know. We can find out. Don't see any side pipes in this month on special. Plastic car covers, a Huga horn. A record player for all cars with radios. The wind-up key, yes, they had a wind-up sports car key you could mount on the back of your car for looks. Don't have any sheet metal listed in this one. But as always, the J.C. Whitney ad never fails to disappoint because they always have a couple of pages and there's always cool stuff to check out. Kyle the Car Guy was dreamed of building a whole J.C. Whitney Jeep out of their replacement panels. I guess that'd be one way to do it. The next ad we're going to look at, if you want to subscribe to Hot Rod in 1961. Now you can get Hot Rod magazine for 18 months at an amazingly low price of only 20 cents per copy. Please send me for the next 18 months of Hot Rod. My check for my $3.60 is enclosed. Cash, check, or money order. Save $2.70 on your Hot Rod subscription by subscribing to Hot Rod directly. Randy says he's got a Hot Rod magazine from 71 that shows the Thrush sideline kit. And we'll jump forward a couple of more pages to another fairly well-known mail order catalog, Honest Charlie's. The 1961 Honest Charlie mail order discount catalog. They didn't have all the cool stuff in it that J.C. Whitney had, but they were advertising their new catalog that you could order and get everything all in one shot. They'd have a few things advertised. The Honest Special of the month. Now, Barris Famous Candy Colors in a Spray Can. Now you can do it yourself, use on dash, wheels, etc. Candy colors available. Candy Apple Red, Candy Blue, Candy Green, Candy Gold. In order to get the famous candy effect, candy colors must be applied over gold undertones. So the candy colors were $2.25 a can, and the gold undertone was also $2.25 a can. So Barris candy colors available in spray can. And we've got Corvair exhaust on special. Corvair Honest dual exhaust glass pack muffler. Complete kit $19.95 for 60 or 61 Corvair. Couple more ads that we're going to get to, and then we'll get into the classifieds. The next ad was a quarter-page ad for stainless steel tubular type custom grills. Now, these are, you can still see some of these even in today's cars. This was a pretty big customizing effect in the early 60s. Available for all these cars they have shown. Chrome tube custom grills to replace your stock grill. Nope, I do not have any of those spray cans. Those would probably be pretty cool pieces, but no, I do not have any of those cans. Yeah, try to subscribe now. Send it and see what happens. Well, hello. You decided to make an appearance. Yes, you decided to make an appearance. Hello. So there's the custom tubular grills available from J.C. Whitney at $16.95 a piece. You say hi to everybody? Stay back. One more ad, then we're going to get into the classifieds, if we can keep somebody out of our way. I wonder where all the J.C. Whitney stuff was made back then. That's a good point. That's another good point, David. The tube grills got popular with vans in the 70s, too. If you were looking at buying a new car in 1961, for 75 cents, you could get the latest edition of the Popular Automotive Yearbook, the most comprehensive guide available to the newest cars and automotive developments the world over. The 1961 Cars of the World issue for 75 cents that gave you all the specs on the new 1971 cars. That's right. Stay off the keyboard. Meow. Hello, dum-dum. How about some classifieds? We checked out a few of them last week. We'll catch a few of them more yet tonight. Hey, what are you doing? So, what's happening in the Hot Rod Mart in 1961? Wanted, 34 to 43 window coupe body. Must be in good condition with or without engine. I think we'd all probably take a good condition 34 to 43 window coupe body. However, he had a price range. 100 to 150 bucks is what he was willing to pay. Mark says he'd like to have one of those magazines. So if you've got a 34 to 43 window coupe you want to sell for 100 bucks, don't call this guy, call me, because I'll take it. I'll take all of them. What else is going on in here? Oh, this is cool. Seller Trade, black lacquered, stock 50 Oldsmobile powered 1940 Mercury convertible. Excellent pipes, radio, tires, chrome, all letters answered. Please address stamped envelope. 350 bucks. And it's got a picture. A Oldsmobile V8 rocket powered 1940 Mercury convertible. 350 bucks. Sell 1948 Lincoln Continental convertible. Professionally customized 55 Cadillac Eldorado V8 engine, which would have been a dual quad 331. Kelsey Hayes wire wheels, dual pack muffler, Stewart Warner tack, Mallory ignition, blue and red leather upholstery, black and red leather upholstery, Invested $10,000. $10,000 was crazy money in 61. Best offer over $4,000. Yeah. What's a letter? Yeah, that's right. All this stuff is letters. There's no phone numbers or nothing. What else do we have for sale in the classifieds this week or this month? Brian Dispatch is good auction tonight. Yeah, that's right. That's true, X-Rated. That was house money. Sell 1939 Ford convertible, 331 Caddy, dual quads, rolled pleated leather upholstery, good rubber and brakes, 456 gears, safety hubs, 30,000 miles on chassis. $700. $700 for a 39 Ford convertible that's already been swapped out with a dual quad Caddy 331. Crazy. Sell 36 Ford Maroon Coupe, 57 Pontiac engine, which would have a 347 Pontiac V8, low mileage, Lincoln Zephyr gears, dropped axle, leather upholstery, real clean, $795. It's got pictures of both those. There's one ad in the middle of it, but there's no picture on it. Yep, that's right, David W. Just heard the badge. There we go. But here's the 39 convertible. Here's the 36 coupe. $700, $795. You can take your choice. I take them both. But there again, you got to kind of put it into perspective at that point in time in January of 1961, or February of 1961, excuse me, as to where we were at in time versus where we are today. But that's what's fun. We are looking back in time. We're looking at a different window of time. That's true, X-Ray. It's, $795. That was half the price of a new car. Sell 27 T-Roadster. Has modified 59 Corvette engine, Edelproc 6-pop manifold, and M&H Race Masters. Asking $4,000. That was a ton of money. Ton of money back then. It does have a picture of the 27T. Maybe you guys can see that one as well. They wanted $4,000 for that. That was $795. That was $700. So, yep, mag wheels before Krager. That's right, Throwing Sparks. That's just what I was thinking about. $2 an hour was good money back then. So I think Dad made $1 an hour at the gas station in the mid-'60s. So this is February 1961, Guile. Hot Rod, February of 1961. No picture on this one. Sell 1944 Deluxe Coupe, mint condition, all original, Washington blue, gas and hot water heater, could be driven anywhere, $650. So crazy to think about, but there again, we're here in 2022. We're looking back 60 years, 61 years to see what was happening in the car world at that point, comparing and contrasting to what we know today, looking back with 2020 hindsight as to what has changed. Obviously, a lot has changed since then. Rusty, $1.62 equals $9.97 today. So, but that does it. That wraps up the Hot Rod February 1961 issue for this week and last week. Like I said, the cover's falling off this one. This one did come out of the Viewer Box. We've got one more Viewer Box magazine to check out. We will start on that next week. Yes, can I help you? Can I help you? Let go. Let go. Okay. There. See? Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi. I'm Gray Kitty. I'm Gray Kitty. Hi. I'm a gray kitty. I'm a little gray kitty. I'm a little gray kitty. Yeah, you don't like that at all, do you? That's right, Randy. It is fun to look back and see what was going on at that time and then put it into today's world. That's right, Big Job. All kids today just want to start at the top. So Pete's digging it. Glad you guys like it. I always try to find stuff that's going to be interesting to look at, talk about, study, and I'm glad when you guys let me know that you did like it and it did work out. So how about some Hudson Badge? So let's do trivia. Let's talk about the raffle. Let's talk about what's coming up. Gray Kitty, you got fur everywhere. You got fur everywhere. Cool beans. I'm glad you guys are digging it. I'm glad we're staying on track with what we're doing here. As always, if we do some stuff you guys don't like or think we can do better, don't hesitate to let me know. If there's ways we can tweak this show, the show is for you guys, not me. So the Auburn Badge is mine, but I'm going to share it with you. He said, Kitty rules. You're kind of a pain in the butt, more like what you are. But let's play some trivia. It should be pretty easy tonight because we're still trying to give away this red bow tie. Big Job would have won it, but I got to send him a Ford badge instead of this. So we're going to try to give this one away again tonight on the red Chevy bow tie. This is a plastic one. Easy question, I think, tonight. We'll see if you guys remember it, but it should be fairly simple. As always, we give you 90 seconds on the question from when I read it on the trivia for tonight. Obviously, we did a video on the Dodge milk truck that I sold to my good friend Michael Jones in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. What milk company is still on the side of that truck? I'm sure somebody should get that. But we're taking away on the 90 seconds. Who was the milk company on that truck? Or the dairy or whatever you want to call it. Milk company, dairy, whatever. Got some guesses coming in, but nothing right as of yet. Jason got it. Fairmont Dairies. That's exactly what it was. Jason's our winner tonight, so we can throw that bow tie into his box. It was a Fairmont Dairy truck. So, if you guys didn't see that, be sure to go back and check that video out. Not often do we get to see the finished results after I sell something. Even though the truck looks identical to when it did when I loaded it, it is now on the ground on a late model Dodge pickup chassis and has been literally all over the country. They literally drove it from Chicago to California on Route 66, drove it right down Rodeo Drive, right through the middle of Beverly Hills in the patinaed out, low-fat 54 Dodge milk truck. So you guys want to check that video out in case you missed it. So, raffle time. What's happening for the raffle this week? Or this month, excuse me. We're going to give you both double shot of badges here. Keep these things moving. Oh, actually, Jennifer, remember, not Jason. He's just the one that punched it in. So we got to give Jennifer the credit. So we'll give the credit to Jennifer, not Jason, for remembering Fairmont was the dairy, or the dairy that was on the side of the low-fat Dodge milk truck. So the Fire Chief pump plate. The raffle for December. This is an original. It is dated 1961, right down here in the corner. It is porcelain. It is single-sided. We can see some chips, some scratches, things like that in it. It is 18 by 12. It's got a few whammos in it, a few scratches, but this is nice, high gloss, original 60-year-old Texaco Fire Chief gasoline porcelain pump plate. This would have mounted on the front of a gas pump. And what else are we giving away along with it? Well, some of you guys wanted a t-shirt, so we'll throw in a t-shirt for one of the names out of the can. And we're also going to give away another little whiz, one of these little miniature oil cans from my buddy Michael Jones in Sapulpa, Oklahoma at Gasoline Alley Classics. These are just little tiny reproduction cans that he makes, but they're neat little cool pieces. They're metal cans with a label on them. The Whiz Oil, we'll give that one away, as well as a t-shirt for the second and third names out of the can this month. Also, I did notice that Michael, and it's something else Michael is going to do, is all three winners will get a sticker from Gasoline Alley Classics this month. And I just seen Michael had posted new t-shirts on his Lady Luck line. So check out Gasoline Alley Classics. Check out what Michael's got going on. We've got a Gasoline Alley sticker, and we've got 2 Lady Luck stickers. So every name out of the can this month will also get a sticker courtesy of Michael Jones at Gasoline Alley Classics for the winners of this month's raffle. So, and like I said, if you like Lady Luck, he makes metal signs of her. I need to bring my Lady Luck sign in here that I got from him. And just got a new line of Lady Luck apparel in. So be sure to check out Gasoline Alley Classics on Facebook. I think they're still working on the website, but they got a lot of cool stuff there. So he's throwing a sticker in for everybody. Be sure to check out the new line of Lady Luck stuff that they just got in. And we're going to give one of those away with every name out of the Big Buick oil can this month. Now, Who's in here? Lots of names in here already right out of the gate. Now, some of you guys that I got your payments later this week, I already have you in here. So I haven't shipped any of this stuff. Some of you guys that I got paid later this week, I haven't shipped it, but you are in there. I've got 160 Cadillac Crash Robins. 160 four-door is all I've got in 60 right now. So in this first bundle of names, who is in here? Mark Falcon, Johnny Z, X-Ray, Reno, Pete, Zach Thompson, Jason Withrow, Big Job, Kenny Peterson, and Lee Carr are all in as of right now. No problem, Crash Robins. If you need something off of it, just give me a shout. I think there is a YouTube video on it as well. It's an older one because that car came in about the time I started doing YouTube like 3 years ago. So, but there is a video on it. I have sold some stuff off of it. Just give me a shout if you need something. But that's who's in as of right now. And that did include the stuff that I got later this week but have not shipped yet. So, going to be a great raffle this month. We've got some cool stuff. We've got stickers for all the winners as well as the main prizes, plus an actual porcelain sign going out to the winner this month in the raffle. So be sure to get your chances in. $1 a shot. I know a lot of you guys just round up your auction winnings or whatever. If you just want to get into the raffle, that's fine. If you want to get a t-shirt, like I said, a couple of coasters left. If you're interested in those, please, when you put your payments in, make sure your address is on there. And at least kind of, if you just have auction items, I can reference my list and put that together. But if you're putting part of it in for raffle, part of it for a t-shirt, part of it for a coaster, please break that up and note it so that I know. If it just says auction items, I can reference that list. But if there's other stuff on there that I don't know, it makes it very difficult for me to to put all the pieces together, because you got to remember, not only am I shipping all this stuff, I'm also shipping eBay orders plus regular orders. So I've got a lot of stuff going out every week. So the more you guys can help me, the better off it is and makes my life a little bit easier. So David W. just got in. He rounded his up. So Jason says, hit the like button. Appreciate that. Give you an Auburn badge. What's coming up? Our new inventory. Obviously, I was at Mecum. I left for Mecum Wednesday. We started loading up for Mecum late morning Wednesday, and we were out of here by noon. So I didn't have time to haul any cars this week. So nothing new hit the ground this week, and we didn't buy anything at Mecum. So nothing hit the ground there. What's coming up video wise? Holy cow. I was doing some looking earlier and working on some stuff. As of right now, I've got 25 videos in the can. Yeah, I've got 25 videos that are done and shot. Most of them are done. I've got a couple of them I'm still editing on, but I've got 25 videos ready or almost ready right now. So we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. We've still got a few from Auburn Cord Duesenberg. We've got some from an old salvage yard I visited on that trip. We've obviously got Mecum auction videos with Jim Wicks. I've got some new inventory videos I haven't even shared with you guys yet. So we've got a ton of, plus Gasoline Alley Classics. I've got the videos from Gasoline Alley Classics. And I'm still trying to get to the old videos from Gasoline Alley Classics to upload. And there's 3 of those. So if I can get those old Gasoline Alley Classics videos loaded, there's like 3 more there. That would be 28 videos that are done and in the can. Scott's got to jump off on Facebook. Glad you hung out with us, Scott. Glad you made it this long. When you bring home the trucks you bought at the farm auction, they're all here. I got them all that week. They're already here. I've got videos shot on part of them, but not run 3 a day for a week and still have more. Yep, that's for sure. Jeff's got to jump off. Glad you did. Yeah, I got all the trucks I bought at the farm auction are here, and I've got a video shot on the Green International. I've got a video shot on the Super Cab Ford. And I think that's it, actually. Yeah. I haven't shot the Chevy. I haven't shot the 38 GMC. I haven't shot the International. I got a video shot of the 48 Dodge pickup. I got a video shot of the 64 Nova wagon. So yeah, I mean, I have cars here I haven't even shot, and there's like 28 videos that I've got right now. So any 41 Fords, depends on what you need. I think you said you had a car X-ray, and I've got one or two. I've got 3 or 4 41s, but there's not a heck of a lot left of any of them. I do have a few 41 Ford cars. So anyway, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up video-wise. I don't even know what we're going to throw up yet or when we're going to throw it up. We probably should get some more Auburn Cord Duesenberg up. We'll probably do an Auburn Cord Duesenberg video this week. We probably should do one new inventory maybe. And like I said, I got the Gasoline Alley Classics. I got all the Mecum stuff. We got a lot of cool stuff. So we'll keep funneling those out to you as I get the descriptions put in them and get them titled and things like that. Plus some of them I need to put info cards in and stuff like that. So yeah, the problem is, Mark, to get a helper, you'd have to teach him how to do all this stuff. And by that time I could have already had it done. How many vehicles outstanding still roughly? I think I'm under 50 as far as what needs to be picked up. So yeah, okay, Pat, it is passenger car. Okay, that's what I was thinking, X-ray. And I don't want to just like throw them all out there, big job. That's why I kind of keep working them out regularly, stick to my normal schedule, stick to the plan. So that's kind of what I do with them. So that's right, Kenny. This was number 141. Perfect X-ray, no problem. Episode number 141. That's right, Kenny. Thanks for bringing that up. That is bananas to me. The fact that you guys keep coming back, keep making this thing what it is, and participating. I mean, look, we're over 3 hours in. There's still over 30 people on, But tell your friends about it. Some of you guys have started doing that. Gal says, fun show was always perfect. I appreciate that. So we'll go ahead and start getting ready to wrap this up. But tell your friends about it. Bring them on over. Let's grow a little bit. Let's have some more fun. Let's get some more involvement, some more interaction. And what makes this show what it is, some more knowledge. I don't have all the answers, but a lot of times you guys do. So that's what's important. And of course, if it's Ford stuff, we always just call Jim Wicks and he'll give us the answer. So we've got some really cool stuff coming up there as well. Toy Tuesday, we should be good to go Tuesday evening. Nope, have not hung up the poster yet. Have not hung up the poster. Of course, I opened it Sunday and left Wednesday. So Ozark Fox, we like punishment. Well, I kind of wonder sometimes. I don't think I'm that entertaining, but you guys keep coming back and hanging out. So we must be doing something right on here. Oh, sweet. Randy just took delivery of a collection from an Autorama show promoter. Going through the trailer load slowly. That sounds very interesting. The old Autorama car shows. Super excited to see what Randy finds in there. Thanks, Pete. I still don't think I'm quite up to the level of Johnny Carson, but I try. David W. wants to look up a 12-port Jimmy. Here's Chad. I do what I can. I work hard on this. I try to get this stuff built so we've got a good, smooth show going. And it does take a lot of work. So I do appreciate the fact that you guys do it. I said I don't have to be an entertainer. There's plenty of them out there. So, but we'll keep working on it. I'll keep working on it. I try to get better every week. I try to be better prepared. I try to have more cool stuff to talk about. Try to have some more Hudson badges and some more Auburn badges to talk about. And Toy Tuesday. I'll be around. We'll do Toy Tuesday live. We've obviously got plenty of content to share. I just got to figure out what we need to get out, when we need to do it. And there's a few of them we may double up on. So occasionally, if you see one posted, don't be scared if you see two posted one night. I think some of the Auburn Cord Duesenberg stuff could be related, where I just throw two of them up at once. But it's going to be some cool stuff. So especially keep track of all the auctions. Yep, it's a lot of work. That's for sure. Randy, the first box has magazines from 61, and the first one is the NHRA rule book. So sounds cool. Sounds like it ought to be some neat stuff. So we'll hope to see some of you Tuesday evening for Toy Tuesday, where we'll find some more toys and memorabilia or gas and oil related pieces to look at, talk about, and have a good time with that. We've got plenty of content to choose from to get up this week. And as always, next Sunday night will be episode number 142 for Sunday Night Live Chat, 7 o'clock Central Time. Same bat time, same bat station. Hope to see you all back here for that. As always, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you coming by. I appreciate you guys making this chat what it is. I appreciate you inviting your friends over and adding more knowledge to the chat, because that's what this is all about. And we seem to be having a lot of fun doing it. So with that, I'm going to keep an eye on comments for just a few more seconds to make sure. Okay, the Autorama stuff was Great Lakes region. So I am actually pretty excited to see what Randy comes up with out of their Great Lakes region Autorama show stuff from the 60s. So anyway, that being said, we're going to give you one more Hudson badge. We're going to give you one more Auburn badge. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to get wound down here tonight, get home, get some sleep. Gray Kitty, a YouTube channel. You want your own YouTube channel, dummy? Where'd you go? I don't even see her. The Gray Kitty YouTube channel. All right. Great show, everybody. Dad's doing fine, just still hobbling around, fighting his ankles. So that's what I do, Tweedly D. I will go home and do some more reading. I did finish the book on the Nazis that escaped to South America, and just started a new book that's been pretty interesting. I'm getting into on the mafia in Kansas City. So curious to see what I learn out of that book. So that's what I'll be doing a little bit later. I will be reading to kind of bring my brain down and try to get some sleep here after a while. But as always, thanks to you guys for making this what it is. Definitely hope to see you next Sunday night, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, same bat station for Sunday Night Live Chat. We'll catch you Tuesday night on Toy Tuesday, and definitely hope to see you back here next Sunday. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you stopping by and spending pretty much your whole Sunday evening with all of us nobodies.